Welcome to Geneseo Green Machine Football Playoff Style. I am John Roy along with Bob Pettit here on a windy Friday night from Bob Breed Field as we get ready to play this first round playoff game against the Plano Reapers of Plano.
Apropos name, boy, you can't get a better opponent than the Reapers on Halloween here. Windy doesn't tell the whole story, John. You know, it was kind of a calm day and everything, but the wind is blowing crazy up here. The field position is going to be a major factor. Geneseo did
win the toss.
They won the toss and deferred the kick, so they will receive the ball in the second half. Be interesting to see what they do with field position.
That wind right now is going, almost directly blowing out of the southwest as the flag down at the north end of the field here at Bob Breed's Field is just on end as the Geneseo Maple Leafs make their way to the home sideline here. Nice crowd on hand. The wind's blowing, but the temperature isn't that bad right now.
Not inside here it isn't.
No, not at all.
I don't know what it is on the outside, but the wind is what makes it kind of cool just a little bit. But it'll be good out on the field. They'll be fine. You know, to get the adrenaline pumping and get the ball game going. It won't be too cold. They'll be doing fine. So 7-2 Leafs, 6-3 Reapers.
Number 8 against number 9 here at Geneseo. The field is in really decent shape to see it at this point. We'll see what it looks like after one quarter of play because it sure is marshy around the outside of the field. I imagine it's just the same on the field. You can start to kind of see where they've torn it up a little bit during their warm-ups here before this game.
Well, we've got 1.5 inches to 2 inches of rain, different places in the area. I don't know exactly what they got in this spot, but it's somewhere in that range. And, that obviously just doesn't go away in 12 hours. So
yep.
It'll probably get just a little bit muddy in spots, lose a little bit of sod. But, this field has really bounced back in the last couple of weeks. It was looking a lot worse than this about 3 weeks ago.
Yes, it was. That's for sure. Plano comes out of the Interstate 8 small division, the conference. The teams involved in that conference include Sandwich, Dwight, Lyle, Westmont, Seneca, Wilmington, and Cole City. They come into the game with a record of 6-3 on the year. As I said, they do come into the game ranked number 9 in this Class 4A, and Geneseo number 8. But certainly that doesn't mean a thing right now. It's whoever can win this game and move on to that second round.
They've lost to some good teams, but they did give up some points in those losses. They lost to Herscher 36-8 and to Wilmington 49-22. Then Cole City, a fine Cole City team, 14-8. So they've given up a few points in some games. So we'll see if we can get some offense going.
There we go. Geneseo tees it out, going from the south to the north. So they'll have a little bit of the breeze at their back here as Lemke kicks it off. He's going to kick from the left hash mark. Here in their green jerseys, yellow pants, yellow helmets with the green on the side. Plano in the purple pants, purple helmets, white shirts, kind of a knuckleball kicked by Lemke. Fielded at the 25 and brought back almost to the 38-yard line. On the tackle there, on the bottom of the pile, comes number 88, Schilling. Or that might have been Derek May.
Yeah.
Pick up who was it, Derek May?
I think it was Matt Lloyd, actually.
Matt Lloyd?
Yeah, let's go for number 3. I'm pretty sure it was number 80, Matt Lloyd. Got the initial hit.
1st and 10.
Not a perfect field position game on the 39-yard line.
Yep.
They probably would have liked it a little bit deeper, but it just one hopped off the grass, landed the guy in the short man's arms, and he just kind of cranked forward for about 15 yards.
Geneseo's defense comes up. Patterson, nose guard number 54. He's flanked by Rome, number 67. Near side tackles Mark Catherine. Going to go second man through. Nice hold this time. Going to break free. He's over the 45 down to the 49-yard line, close to the first down as he goes off the right side of their offensive line for Plano.
Geneseo ran a little stunned on that play and just kind of, they did not hit the right hole. They did not run into the teeth of the play, unfortunately. So I pick up about 9. Geneseo expects this team to be a lot like looking in the mirror. They're going to run a lot of power stuff, a lot of second man through stuff. There's just going to be a lot of the same stuff.
Cathcart, number 31 at the right end, and near side end is Fears, number 85. That must have been close enough. They're going to bring the chains in to measure this. After the first play of the game, nice pickup by Plano. Moves the ball about the 39. They're going to, or 49. They're going to bring it in to measure it. Wind's whipping around the yard markers, and it's going to be first down for Plano on the 49-yard line, their own 49-yard line. Linebackers are Kotecki in the middle. Number 34. Their linebacker will pick them up as they turn their back towards us. Kroger lines up at free safety, number 21. Andrew Walters goes out wide on the defense for the Leafs on the right side of the defense. Kotecki and Snodgrass at the linebacker positions. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line of Plano. Plano with the ball. Wingback comes in motion. Shoot a man up the middle. Once again, a little counter play in this middle and a nice gain again, about 6 yards. We did shoot linebackers again and ran right by the play. Nice pickup by Plano again of 6 yards, maybe 7 on the play.
I think Coach Mackey's probably going to make a quick adjustment here, get just a little bit more conservative on that. Again, shooting those stunts, and we're just not hitting the right hole with those stunts, and when that happens, that gives you a little running room.
Eggers at the right corner, Lemke on the left corner, number 22 and 41. Plano comes up, 2nd and long 3. Wing back on the left side for Plano in the purple helmets, white jerseys trimmed in purple. Second man through is going to get the carry. 1st down for Plano, moves it inside the 40-yard line of Geneseo here. We got to figure it out and get it stopped up front before they get going, because those running backs hit those holes hard.
Well, this is obviously going to be one of those games where, when it's a smash mouth game, again, they run a lot of things very similar to us, and it's going to be a battle of the trenches. It's going to have a lot to do with what those big boys do up there. What Tommy Reese and the big boys up there are going to be doing. Hopefully Anthony Rome and Cawthron, Rubino, those guys, can
make some holes when we get the ball.
Yeah, make some holes. Make sure maybe they understand what we got to do. We got we got Rome in defensively at the tackle spot.
1st down, once again, a nice pickup by Plano. The ball was bounced
loose
up in the air. I don't know who came down with it. No indication yet. You would think that Plano still has it the way no indication made yet. It'll be 3rd down, but boy, that's another nice pickup of probably 8 yards on the play. Lemke was on the bottom of the pile, but didn't come up with it. On the run that time was number 24, Cannon. 5'11", 185 pounds at that tailback position. 2nd and 2 we'll call it. Ball sits on the 32-yard line of the Leafs.
Okay, we got Cawthron, Rome, Patterson in the middle.
Power eye going right side. Geneseo stopped him. I don't think he got the first down, or if it was very close, but we made a stand that time. First time we got him for no to.
That is the first time we've actually stopped the ball.
Stacked them up,
didn't we? That's going to be almost a yard gain. It is not a first down. It's going to be 3rd and very short. Good to see. Good to see Cathcart back. We were a little bit worried about how he was going to respond. Got nicked up a little bit last game, and of course fears at the ends. That it's going to really going to have to be a battle in those trenches and toughen up with the big boys.
Just underway here. No score on the board here in the Class 4A. 1st round game. 9 minutes left of the 1st quarter. No score. Go up the middle. Once we're trying to break it outside, you're going to pick up the 1st down, but stopped right after that. Stopped at about the 26-yard line. First contact there was Fears, number 85.
Kotecki, as usual. Blake Kroger coming up on the finish off, but boy, the Reapers are just really blowing us off the ball right now. We're going to have to make some adjustments and toughen up in the middle.
Coming right at us, just like you said, just like we see at practice. They put the big fella, number 53, in the backfield now. Power eye. Second man through is going to get the ball up inside the 20-yard line. They'll set the power eye to the right side, and then they'll go to the left side away from the power. They'll bring in number 53, who sets himself in the backfield. He's 6'3", 305 pounds as he lines up as a blocking back. That time we went away from him, but still picked up good yardage. 2nd and 5.
We're just getting beat on the line surge right now, and we've done this many games this year. The point where teams have moved the ball downfield and we toughen up in the red zone, and it's getting very close to that time.
2nd and 5. Gets a second man through, and Kotecki shoots a gap that time, guesses right, and makes a drop. A loss of about 2 yards, maybe 3 on the play.
Cawthron also in there along with Kotecki, and like you say, when it's pretty when it goes right for you.
Cannon, the ball carrier for Plano. He has 814 yards on the year.
3rd and about 7. This is the opportunity to really stop them here, and then make them make a choice whether they're going to go for it or try that field goal. Got to have a stop here.
Here we go. Geneseo fans know what's ahead of them right here. Come to their feet. They go long count. Second man through is going to get the carry. Now the quarterback's going to keep it. They cut him back against the grain. He's going to be short of the 1st down. It's going to bring up a 4th down as the quarterback keeper, and he just really did look like a good footing to make the corner on that left side of their offense.
He was really open for a while. If he'd had good footing, it might have been a lot worse than it was.
It's going to be fourth and 3 at the Geneseo 17-yard line.
A lot of guys bid on that inside fake.
Yes.
Big play early in the ball game. Big play.
First round,
about 3.
First round playoff game. No score on the board. 7 minutes left on the clock here in the first quarter. They break the huddle and come up the line. Patterson will meet him up front along with Rome. Geneseo's defense bumps around. Second man through, going to get it. He's short.
He should
Nothing
be short.
going that time. They'll turn the ball over on downs, it looks like. Geneseo, all indications are he did not make it. They have not marked the ball yet. First down, Geneseo.
Great stand by the Leafs. We were just talking about that. As soon as that ball got inside the 20-yard line, all of a sudden they decided they can play defense.
Now we'll come out on the offensive side of the ball. Rabita will line up at the center position, number 56 in the middle. He'll be flanked by Lawson on the left side, along with Roman at same side, and Fears will set at tight end number 85 on the same left side. Atwell, the quarterback, looks him over, sets Lemke back in the backfield. The wing back comes in motion. Going to give the ball to the second man through goes Akers. Akers going to bounce free, just about squirted through there to break it free. Nice pickup of about 4 on the play by Akers off the left side.
Had a defensive back headed by the shoestring right there and just would not let go. He was trying to get that leg loose and then finally got some help over there, but Akers on a nice effort picked up a few.
On the right side of Rubino, lines up Chase Shannon, number 53. Tommy Reese to his outside at tackle position and lining up on the tight end over there. Appears to be number 80, Lloyd. First man through, going to get it.
It's like Johnson.
Johnson.
Trying to go over the pile and picked up a couple, but here we are again. We're going to have a third and about 3, and it's going to be interesting call.
Atwell comes to the sideline, and then into the game comes Dinsberger with the play to Atwell, and they come up the line of scrimmage. Wingback Akers will set himself on the right side. Lemke and Johnson in the backfield. They go sweep play to Lemke. They're going to find a seam. Lemke's going to get close to the 30, but not enough. It's going to bring a fourth down for the Leafs. Ball's going to sit on about the 29-yard line. Offense didn't get things rolling that time. The punt team might have to come on the field to punt for the opening possession here for the Leafs.
Lemke looking for a hole there, just did not develop, and he just kept spreading it out. And you keep thinking maybe he'll find a seam, but good pursuit by Plano. Going to have to turn it over on the kick, and Maple Leafs without a first down on that drive.
Fisher comes in to do his punting duties. He'll have a little bit of a breeze at his back, almost a cross breeze now as the flag goes from the east to the west. Flag's going to be thrown on the play.
Bone dead before the snap. Probably going to be 5 yards.
That would indicate somebody lined up off sides. Illegal procedure for the Leafs. Going to mark off 5 yards against the green shirts out there. Don't want those mental penalties like that, especially here early in the game or late in the game.
Didn't look very blatant. It must have been somebody's pinky finger twitched. But 4th and about 8 now.
So officials stand back at his 7-yard line and receive the snap. Return men stand down near to their own 40-yard line. No score on the board. 4:54 left here in the first. Nice kick by Fisher.
Oh, nice
try
wall.
to get outside the wall. It's going to be brought down. Gets a little bit loose out towards the 46-yard line. Thought we had him hemmed in at the 50, but he squirts through the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Plano at the Geneseo 46-yard line.
Had a nice wall there, but one guy took the whole wall out because they all decided to block the first man down. So fortunately for the Leafs, they got that one covered. But once again, start with the ball in good field position. They started the game with ball almost at the 40-yard line, their own 40-yard line. Now they're across midfield, Geneseo 46.
4:41 left in the first quarter, no score on the board. As Plano's on their second possession of this football, Class 4A, first-round playoff game. Up they come, wing back for Plano on the left side. Geneseo stays with 3 down linemen. Wing back comes in motion. And give the ball right in the middle once again. Nice pickup again. Fears on the play or on the tackle, along with look like maybe didn't pick up who else was in there. Kotecki.
Fears was on the high side and somebody else was on the bottom.
Yep. Pick up 5 on the play. 2nd and 5 for Plano. Ball moved down the 41-yard line. Got to find another stop here. in the first quarter.
Got Reiling checked into the ball game defensively.
Man up the middle got the carry. Had me fake that a little bit, and Kotecki wrestles him down close to the first down marker. Near side official marks third down, about a yard short. Some good faking inside.
Yeah, but that, I was just a straight ahead power play, and
they gave you plenty to look at on the outside. Still.
Yeah, they gave you plenty to look at. You can't just pinch it all in. So, this is a nice looking team.
Third down and 1 at the 38-yard line of Geneseo.
Oh yeah,
Rome just swallows him up. Rome finished him off. I believe it may have been Kotecki at the bottom of the pile.
Yeah.
They bring up fourth and fourth and a yard and a half for Plano.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was Cothran right there.
Yep.
I think Rome was checked out of the ball game defensively. He just finished the offensive series.
You're right. You're right.
Reiling had checked in for him, but Cothran is one that just put the full body slam on him.
Fourth and a yard. They're going to go for it. The Geneseo 38-yard line. Fourth and a yard.
Nope.
Oh, he got a second effort. He got it. We had an initial surge there and made some penetration, but he jumped over the pile and gets the first down, moves the ball to the 36-yard line, and first down for Plano.
Yeah, we had a couple guys in the backfield. Cothran and even Akers was stunting in there. Got in the backfield quick, but he slipped off that pile and kind of just enough for the first down. So fresh set of downs on the almost 35-yard line.
2 minutes and 47 seconds left in the first quarter. No score on the board. Been pretty much Plano so far. They'll go up the middle once again. We're going to stop him with no gain there as we swallowed him up with Fears.
Cothran at the bottom.
Yep.
Kogert's in there. I think they probably know you don't have to wait till you get inside the 20-yard line to stiffen up, but
shut them down right now.
Yeah, we can shut them down here. This will be all right.
Second and long from the Geneseo 34-yard line. The quarterbacks pass the ball for 359 yards so far this season. Not a tremendous amount, very similar to what our stats look like. They send a receiver out wide to the left. Andrew Walters on the coverage out there, double wing set. Wingback comes in motion. Going to take the ball, trying to get around the outside.
Dang it.
And he's going to get the first down unless he stepped out of bounds. It's going to be short of, it depends on where the marker is going to be picked up at. But it looks like it may be just a little bit short of the first down. Nice faking once again in the middle by Plano.
Looked like they had him, they were spreading him out, and looked like they were going to keep him for a very small gain. And he turned the corner and picked up about 8.
Just a jet sweep that time from the wing back from the right side going left.
So third and short, and the Leafs really got to stiffen up.
Inside 2 minutes remaining here in this first quarter. No score on the board. First round playoff game. Wing back left side for Plano.
Now flag,
stacked him up, bone tight.
That's Cothran.
Cothran on the tackle.
Wrestling, somebody's on the low side again. That would be Kotecki again.
So it'll be a fourth and a yard once again for Plano.
A lot of jumping around going on in there, but
there was, wasn't there?
Apparently no encroachment, which is good. They tried a long count, didn't work.
Fans come to their feet. They want to understand here. Ball's on the 26-yard line at Geneseo. Fourth and a yard for Plano. Inside a minute and a half remaining in this first quarter. No score on the board.
This is the third time the Reapers have gone for fourth down, and they've split so far. We'd like to pick this one up.
Quarterback's going to get it. Going to fall in behind his fullback. It's going to be, no whistle for a long time there. Thought the play was well over. First down, Plano as they move the ball inside the 25-yard line to pick up the first down. They'll set the ball at the 24.
Very slow whistle, and
yeah,
you could see Geneseo guys recognizing that, reaching for the ball, but they couldn't get it loose.
So they set the down markers. First and 10 for the Plano Reapers at the 24-yard line of Geneseo.
Getting down in that territory. Short field
counter play. Geneseo stacks him up that time on the counter play. Still fights off the tackle and works out towards the 22-yard line. We had him stopped for a loss. Looked like Lemke came out from his cornerback position.
I think that was Luke that had him wrapped up, and he couldn't get any help, and he squirted away somehow. Picked up about 3. Looked like he was at the line of scrimmage, and somehow he squirted out. But, second about 7
Seen that counter play ran twice this evening.
You want to keep them down in that, that 2-yard maximum gain here in this territory.
Reapers come up, 2nd and 8. You go first man through on the carry. No, quarterback keeps it that time, gets inside the 20. Had me faked, Bob. Inside the 20 down to the 19. That'll probably do it for the first quarter.
Like you said, John, they see this every day in practice, but boy, those fakes must be good because they're biting.
So at the end of the first quarter, the score's Plano 0, Geneseo 0. We'll be back after this to bring you the second quarter action of this Class 4A playoff game.
This TV50 telecast is sponsored in part by B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, On Guard Security, Central Bank, Chicago Street Decorating Center, Vandemore Funeral Homes, Eric Henderson and Greg Anderson of Country Financial, Geneseo Dairy Queen, Stackhouse Ford, Farmers National Bank, Geneseo Telephone Company, Holland & Sons, Hammond Henry Hospital, Hazelwood Homes, IDC Technology Solutions, Geneseo Good Samaritan Village, Northside Rexall Drug, ProTech Auto Body, Turpins of Geneseo. Please patronize these fine businesses and let them know you appreciate their support of this TV50 telecast.
Welcome back as we get ready to start this second quarter of action here in this first round playoff game here at Bob Reed Field. It's been all Plano here in this first quarter.
No doubt about that. You got to tip your cap to Plano because they dominated that first quarter. Fortunately, the score is 0-0, but they do have the ball and driving one more time. Geneseo's had one possession in the quarter, 3 and out.
Exactly right, and as you said, we will start the second quarter here. The situation will be 3rd and 7. The ball sits on the 20. The ball sits on the 19-yard line of Geneseo. It's 3rd and, they had to get the down marker set. It's more like 3rd and 6 for.
I thought it was 7 when we were the other end direction. Hope they got it right.
And they had the ball on the 22-yard line. For Plano. 3rd down, going towards the north end zone now. Geneseo's going to shoot the gap once again. Quarterback's going to go back to pass. He puts the ball up in the air and knocked down by Geneseo. I saw a flag get thrown out there somewhere, I think, Bob. Geneseo put all kinds of pressure on that quarterback.
They put it up for grabs. The Geneseo players are still clapping, so they obviously don't feel like there was any penalty. I think maybe the wind's blowing so much it could have been anything.
It could have been something flying around. So no penalty on the play. Brings up a 4th, and we're going to call it 4th and 5. The ball sits on the 19-yard line of the Leafs here. Go at the north end zone. Yep. Once again, Plano's in a 4th down situation.
I think they did spot that thing in the wrong place.
I believe they may have also. Wide left, wide right they go with Plano. They're going to drop back to pass.
Screen, it's a screen. Knocked down.
Incomplete. Screenplay, they had it set up. There's a flag on the play. Flag was thrown afterwards. I didn't catch what it was. Illegal man downfield by Plano. That would be declined, I believe.
Yeah, they're going to decline that because they want the football.
Yep.
Doesn't matter how deep that penalty goes. You want the football. So Maple Leafs one tie. All they did was they only got 1 yard across the 20-yard line, but as soon as they get across the 20, I guess it was time to stop.
And they were downfield. The lineman actually even tried to catch the ball, I think, after it went through the running back's hands, but they had a nice screen set up right in the middle, but incomplete, and turned the ball over and down, and Geneseo's offense will come on the field for the second time with 11:47 left in this second quarter.
Sometimes you can buy with that slipping downfield, but when you try to catch the ball, they can't see you.
Yeah, they catch you every time. Double wing set, motion. Second man's going to get the carry. Nope, first man through got the carry that time was Johnson. Didn't pick up where he got to. Still haven't. Picks up a yard in the play. It'll bring 2nd and 9 for the Leafs.
Ethan Lawson in the ball game. Come out of the bottom of the pile, so a lead block on that, but Maple Leafs going to have to pick it up here, especially the line play. They're really going to have to really figure out their, some of their assignments and really get some toughness in there, manhandle it.
3 down linemen, similar to us on our defense. And drop back to pass.
Wide open, wide open.
Oh, through his hands. That went through Limke's hands at the 50-yard line. Beautiful pass by Atwell right through the hands of Limke at the 50-yard line. He had nothing in front of him but green and nothing behind him for about 5 yards.
Looked over his shoulder, and for some reason it just kind of caught off one hand and the forearm of the other and just wouldn't stick.
Bring up a 3rd down for the Leafs, 3rd and 9.
Nobody more upset than Luke right now, I'll tell you. He just knows that ball. He catches that ball 99 out of 100 times. But so it's back to basics here.
Nice,
third and long.
Nice protection that time by the front line of the Green Machine.
Well thrown ball by Atwell.
Wide receiver near side. Wingback comes in motion the same side. Overthrows that time. Had Akers down the seam, incomplete. Overthrown, brings up 4th down for the Leafs.
Great calls, just almost executed, but not quite, and that doesn't count. Close doesn't count in this particular situation,
well,
so it's going to be 4th. So it's 3 and out in 2 possessions for the Leafs, 3 and out in 2 possessions for the Reapers. They have not scored, but they have driven the ball and fizzled in the red zone. So hopefully we can get this thing turned around here.
Fisher goes back into punt formation. Got a breeze in his face this time. Nice snap.
Got it foot into that one.
Nice boot that time. Drives him back to the 45-yard line. They're going to return it down the sideline. He's on his way. He's going to take the touchdown. Nobody's going to touch him. A 55-yard punt return for Plano. Puts 6 points on the board for the guys in purple on the far sideline.
They set up a nice wall on the far side over there, and you could just kind of see that thing developing. Guys getting blocked, and boy, just a very nice return on their part. So Maple Leafs find themselves in a little bit of a hole.
Didn't know how much room he had along that sideline over there, but they had a nice alley for him to track down that far sideline, the visitor sideline here at home, and nobody touched him.
Just well executed, and the Leaf coverage just wasn't quite what it needed to be on that particular play. So gonna run for the 2.
I understand they have some real difficulty kicking the ball, extra point wise, so they are going for 2. And go to pass this ball. Got some incompleted right at the goal line. And it is a 2-point conversion good for Plano to make the score 8-0 with 10:49 left here in this first half.
Official trying to call that thing good right away, just about got knocked over, putting his hands in the air.
So we got to get back on our horse here a little bit. Now we've been in this situation before. I believe we were down last week with LP. Came back and battled with them. We'll battle with Morris. Maybe we'll see some more of the balls put in the air. The wind didn't look to affect that pass very much by either pass by Atwell and certainly the punt by Fisher into the wind. Certainly soared real well.
It does kind of remind you of that Morris situation up there. We just didn't look like we were the competitive football team with them for just a while, and then when they turned it around, you really don't want to wait till it's too late again. So, we know we can play with this team. Obviously, you're just going to have to figure out exactly, what's going to make it tick and what particular scheme is going to work. And the air game. I mean, we had open players.
We had 2 touchdowns there.
Yeah, we had open receivers on both plays, and we don't know how well they adjust to it. Like we said at the beginning of the game, they have given up points to some teams.
Talking more of their coverage on the defense rather than the guys catching the ball, that they're open because of the coverage wasn't there. So
maybe that's the way to attack it.
Pooch kick, caught by Ward. I believe that was Ward up the middle there. Brings it back to the 35-yard line. Yep, Josh Ward on the return.
Josh Ward can't figure out who to give the football to. Nobody wants it.
All right, let's get our offense going now.
It would be a nice time to have that happen. This is the best field position the Leafs have had at the 35-yard line. Have yet to get a first down. They really need to move the football. Let's see if those big boys up front. Okay, now let's get Rome and Reese and the big boys up front pushing somebody downfield.
Rubino at center. The Look to get a little block up front.
One
Got to
man.
get outside. Got Lemke around the corner, over the 40, over the 45, fighting off a blocker, falls forward to the 49-yard line. First down, Leafs.
Nice run, about 15-yard pickup.
Nice block on the outside and this near side on the end. I didn't pick up who it was, but nice block to give him something to read and get downfield. Nice run by Luke.
You had one man to spread it out a little bit, and he eventually got the tackle. You get that guy blocked somehow, or turn the corner on him. There's a lot of green grass out there.
First and 10 Leafs at the 50-yard line. Atwell, quarterback, Johnson at fullback. Counter play this time to Akers. Number 22 is going to pick up another first down as he's almost out to the 40. He may be a foot short, but again, that's what we like to see. Now we're starting to move a few people up front, and a couple of Rubino's hitting some guys in the head out there, saying, "There to go, fellas."
That's the blocking
we're here for.
That's the blocking we're talking about. That's what we need. Matt Lloydcheck's in the ball game, rotating plays in and out here. So, Rubino, Reese. I think on the far side, Cothran over there.
Along with Rome. He's going to cut back. He's going to find a seam. He's on his feet. He's inside the 30. He may go all the way. The 20. He gets tripped up at the 10-yard, the 20-yard line and falls about to the 16. As I thought he was gone and nobody had a chance at him. A last-second dive, and he knocked him down at the 16-yard line.
It was just a last-second dive, 24-yard run by Akers. And, boy, he just looked like he must have got his fingernail hooked in his back of his shoe, because I don't know how
I gave up on it. I thought he was in.
It looked like he was going.
All right, now we got to push it in the end zone. We don't have to, but let's do it, fellas. 9:49 left here in this first half, down by the score of 8-0.
Much improved performance by, the entire Geneseo squad. We're getting some blocks out there. We're making some runs, looking good.
Akers sets himself to the near side, gives the ball to Johnson, number 35. He's still fighting for yards, maybe gets to the 15. And a second effort, just a wall of people in front of him.
Slow whistles once again. He's getting banged around in there. It's kind of like he was down on the ground for a couple seconds before they decided to blow the whistle. Only gave him about a yard on that progress.
Lloyd brings the play into Atwell, the quarterback, number 8, the senior. 6'1", 195-pound, second-year senior quarterback. 8-0, Plano on top.
Second-year senior, does that mean he redshirted?
Yeah, that's how it works. Not a mix-up in the backfield. Ball was fumbled, and I believe we may have got it back, though. Ball went skyward and dropped right down. No indication yet except for the Plano players. Geneseo gets it back.
I think it landed back in Lemke's hands. He obviously was the first one to realize it was loose, so I think he had the advantage. It did come down near him, so he probably ended up with it. But third and about 6 or 7 almost.
Atwell, the second year he started at quarterback. Yeah. You knew that, Bob. Come on.
We knew what you meant. I wasn't sure we were red. I didn't know how the redshirt process worked in high school.
Here we go. Third down. Let's call it 3rd and 6 for the Leafs. From the 13-yard line of Plano. Lemke goes in motion. Nothing going as he couldn't see his receiver downfield. He had him open, but just couldn't see him due to the defenders up in his face. And Geneseo will go into a 4th down situation. It'll be 4th they'll call it 4th and 10. Ball on the 17-yard line.
The wind is against us in this particular spot. Otherwise, it would be about a 35-yard field goal, and that is not out of the question at all.
And we'll call a timeout. Geneseo calls their first timeout here in the first half, down by the score of 8-0 with 7:45 left in this first half. Geneseo's offenses came to life here in this series of downs and just sputtered these last couple plays to set up a 4th and 10 from the 16-yard line.
Well, they mixed up their play selection, really nicely on that drive. They had no idea where it was coming from. You hit it from several different angles, and especially even though we didn't convert on those 2 pass plays in our last possession, obviously that had to loosen them up just a little bit.
And certainly that last play right there, it appeared to me that they was looking to throw that ball once again to a little short dump pass to the tight end. But the linebackers had him covered and no second receiver in the area to get the ball to.
But obviously Plano's going to have to respect all phases of the game here with what they just showed them in this last possession here. But really need a big, huge play on 4th down here. Or I'm not sure they've decided yet what they're going to do.
So they're going
to run a play.
I think they're going to kick it. I think Lemke has a tee. Lemke's got a tee in his hand.
He's kicking against the wind.
The footings can't be real good right there. As a darkened, that part of the field where most of the game's been played so far down at this south end.
It's going to be a 34-yard attempt against the wind. That's a tough kick.
Got a fake in the bag right here. So up they come. The linemen try to get their stances up front in the mud.
I don't think we have a fake play set up right here. I believe we're kicking.
Lemke. Oh, no, nothing there. Looks like didn't get up in the air. No good. So they'll turn the ball over in downs. Plano will get it 1st and 10 from their own 16-yard line with 7:40 left here in this first half. 8-0. Plano's on top of the Leafs, courtesy of a punt return for a touchdown.
You got to understand that decision, obviously, because you don't want to. You try not to walk away from there without some points on the board. But last week our kicking game was not on top shelf material, and this week the footing is just not good out there. So it's a tough play on that to make. But either way, 4th and 10 is not a piece of cake either.
No.
So
1st and 10, Plano. Receiver out wide near side. Go to a quick sweep this time. Nice tackle over that far side by Lemke. He's making up for it right there. He fought off a blocker and made a tackle on the running back. I believe that was Cannon with the carry, number 24. Stopped him for maybe a gain of 1. And moves the ball. Yeah, moves the ball out to the 22.
That was an interesting tackle. It looked like he just hit him and he dropped. He didn't appear to wrap him or anything.
Just a shoulder pad to the side and just knocked him right down.
Yeah.
Working on somebody here in the near sideline.
Yep.
2nd and 9. Wing back near side for Plano. I believe the ball was fumbled. No indication. No. Must have fell right back on. It'll bring up about 3rd and 10 for Plano. I'd watch that screenplay again here. Coming out of the game for Geneseo, Snodgrass.
It's like, did Johnson just check in? No. Yeah, Johnson checked in at linebacker for Snodgrass.
I believe they may just be talking strategy here in this near sideline instead of something. I thought maybe somebody was hurting that huddle right there, but I knew just talking strategy, offensive strategy. 3rd and 10.
When you change linebackers, sometimes we're anticipating a little pass coverage, possibly.
They just broke free.
And
over the 50 he goes. It's a foot race.
It's Walters.
Walters tries to bring him down. Nothing there.
Slowed him down.
Gets him back down to 20. What a big run. That time by Plano. Looked like a clip there late in the play, but no indication, no flag. As the first man through took the ball and ran it.
It's too early in the game to have a backbreaker. That was a 58-yard run. And just, that was just the first man. Got that thing. He was
right up the middle.
He was outside so fast. You couldn't even tell who had the football. All of a sudden, he was running out there in green by himself.
I was watching the backfield still.
That was quick hitter.
1st down, 21-yard line. Geneseo's 21-yard line for Plano. They're up by the score of 8-0 over our Maple Leafs.
They had 3rd and long on that play, and he went really long.
Wide receiver out wide in the near side. Walters on the coverage out, or Walters on the coverage out near side. Go to counterplay in the middle, and tackled there by, and once again, I was watching Kotecki so much, he's shooting that gap and just kind of ran right by the ball carrier. They moved the ball right on the 20-yard line.
If that had been a pass play, Kotecki probably could have eaten that quarterback because he was going to be right in his face now. But as you mentioned, he just ran right by the ball carrier, unfortunately, because it was just too quick of a hitter.
2nd and 7 from the Geneseo 19-yard line here in this second quarter. 8-0. Plano's on top. 5:10 left in the quarter. Wide left, wide right goes Plano. Long count. Gives the ball inside. Quarterback's going to keep it this time. Number 10 in pursuit. Geneseo brings him down solidly on that far side. Looked like
Clay's out there. Had a hold of him.
Clay's, and then I think maybe Walters came up to help clean him up a little bit. Brings up 3rd and 6. Moves the ball inside the 20 moves it down to the 16-yard line, maybe the 17-yard line. Of Geneseo. Clock's on the move with 4:39 left in the second quarter. 8-0. Plano's on top.
Plano has not scored from scrimmage yet. The only score of the game was on a punt return by Plano. But they're threatening here once again.
Power I formation for Plano in the backfield. They bring a big 302-pound, 5-pound guy in the backfield. They run away from him, and the running back gets close to the 10-yard line as he squirts through there. Looks like we had plenty of personnel there, but he squirted through. First down for Plano at the 10-yard line.
This is a tough 6-3 ball team.
Sure is.
Once again, the good news is in a lot of their losses, they've given up points, so we have to figure out how that happens because they're moving the ball on us right now. Hopefully we can stiffen up and hold this score right where it's at.
First and goal for Plano. Ball just inside the 10-yard line. 4 minutes left in the quarter. Second man through is going to get the carry. Hard running Cannon. Picks up about 3, moves it inside or down to about the 6-yard line. Hard to pick up who was on the tackle that time as the jerseys are starting to get a little muddy.
See, Alex Anderson checked into the ball game defensively, and let's see, Cothran's still in the game.
And looks like number 50.
Looks like
Blake Woodbury.
Looks like Riling's still in.
They go outside.
Uh-oh.
One contact right at the 5-yard line. He spun off a very good move by the running back, but brought down short of the goal line. They'll bring up a third and goal from about the 4-yard line, looks like. No, inside the 4, down to about the 3-yard line. It'll be third and goal from the 3. 3 minutes left here in this first half. Geneseo's down by the score of 8-0. Plano with the ball at the 3-yard line. Full house, power backfield. 24 the carry, touchdown, Plano.
Hit him about the line of scrimmage, but just a little bit of a spin move, and he was right through that seam.
On the carry, number 24. That is Cannon. He's done the bulk of the ball carrying here this evening for Plano. So they put 6 more on the board, 14-0, and they will probably go for 2 once again.
You know, you really don't want this ball game to get any further out of hand before halftime. You want to be able to have plenty of time to make your adjustments, come back out there and be in the ball game. Maple Leafs just, I don't know, it's been a couple big plays that really got them, but they've also been driving the ball pretty steadily.
They make it for 2. Hardly touched that time as he went off the left side for the 2 to make the score 16-0. Plano. Well, you're right, Bob. There's a couple of big plays that really set things up, but there's been a lot of 5-6-yard carries by Plano to eat up a lot of this clock. And like I said, don't give us the ball and don't let us do anything with it.
I don't think they've had a penalty against them. You know, they don't hurt themselves on these drives. You know, they just don't shoot themselves in the foot when they're moving the football, and just a well-disciplined ball team. You know, you sit there and watch a team like this, and you wonder how do you lose 3 games?
Yeah, exactly. 16-0 is a score.
Everybody has their day.
A lot of ball game left here. We have 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in this first half. Geneseo is down by the score of 16-0 to Plano. Geneseo will send, it's like Billy Hamer going back deep for the Leafs. He'll stand down at his 7-yard line. Last time Plano just kind of pooched the ball down the field. Yeah, we'll get a big return here, Bob, and get something going here right before halftime.
I was just looking at some of the scores of their games this year. You know, they have scored a lot of points. The high-powered offense that they're showing today is not something new.
Geneseo catches the ball. Walters with the return, trying to find a seam up the middle. Number 34 or 32 with the carry of the return back to the 28-yard line. 2:42 left in the second quarter here. 16-0. Plano on top of the Leafs.
Walters looked like, you know, if he could have got through that wall, that wall was just 2
right
walls
there.
coming at each other. But boy, there was, you know, it really was not concentrated if he could have slipped through there. But ifs and buts, right?
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
All the ifs and buts are going their way right so far. Going to have to turn it around here pretty quick.
Lloyd goes wide left for the Leafs. Atwell quarterback. Since Walters in motion. Excuse me, that was Akers in motion. Nothing going as they go off the left side. Setting something up here maybe to get the ball in the air. Who knows? Clock's on the move. It'll be inside 2:30.
Leafs have not converted a pass yet. They've misfired on 2 attempts and then got sacked on that last what appeared to be a pass attempt last drive.
Up we come. Tight formation. Wing back on the left side. Looks him over. And go counter play this time.
Get out there.
Goes
Get out
Akers.
there. Get
He
out
might
there.
be around. Go Limke. Limke over the 50. He's got a foot race. He's down over the 40. Still inbounds. 30, 20. Limke going to go all the way. He's inside the 10. Touchdown, Limke. Touchdown, Green Machine.
No flag.
70-yard run by Limke.
No
Off the right
flag.
side on a sweep play. With 1:56 left in the first half, Geneseo puts a mark on the board of 6 points. Goes Limke.
Same situation he had earlier where he had just had to get outside that one guy, and we just talked about how close he was the last time. This time he got it done. I mean, it was a half a step, but once he turned the corner, he was gone.
Once he broke that, once he got by the guy here at the 50-yard line, as the kid reached out to try to catch him, but he didn't. He knew Limke was off to the races. Geneseo needs personnel on the field. Geneseo's going to take a timeout here for the extra point, as they look like they're going to stand up and go for 2 also.
They're going to take the timeout as it is. You know, when you're down by 10, going for 2 is probably the call.
Yep.
It's probably the call. And you got a field goal, you know, a pretty decent field goal kicking game. So, you know, if you even if you fail somewhere along the line,
right,
you always got that opportunity for a field goal attempt to get you back in it. So huge play.
Big play.
The crowd needed something. You know, the team needed something to get excited about. You know, maybe that's the thing that turns you around, gets you fired up, gets that adrenaline pumping, and it's amazing how much better you play when you got the momentum.
A little momentum there, yep. Limke with a 70-yard touchdown run late here in the second quarter, makes the score 16-6. Geneseo's taking a timeout now. As far as it looks like they're going to be going for 2. Plano is known for going for 2 most all season. They only tried, I think, 4 extra points by the way of the kick all season.
Plano, by the way, is no newcomer to playoff time, and they have won state championships in 2006, 2007, and they were a finalist in 2005. So they qualified for the playoffs again last year. So they're very experienced at this playoff postseason games.
Akers goes in motion, going to give a counter play this time.
He's got it. Oh,
got to get around the corner, got to get loose. No, didn't get it that time. Geneseo goes for 2 and unsuccessful. On the play to Limke, little misdirection in the backfield, but comes up short. Geneseo still puts a 6 on the board to make the score 16-6. Plano on top of the Maple Leafs here right before halftime. Be the 5th call to La Roma's Pizza every time Geneseo scores a touchdown and win a free large 2-topping pizza. Radio listeners only, must be redeemed within 1 week. La Roma's Pizza, 944-6171.
It's on everybody's speed dial.
Let's.
Sometimes you got to pay, sometimes it's free, but it's on everybody's speed dial.
I had a little before I came to the game tonight.
Well, much needed. Obviously disappointing that we didn't tack on the points at the end, but I thought Limke was going to turn that corner. It was a one-man deal because the 2 guys standing at the goal line weren't going to get him if he could have got around that corner, but the guy just got a hold of a foot and didn't let go. So unfortunately, it's going to be a 10-point ball game, but you know that's doable.
Yes, we're right there.
Yeah,
we're there.
That's very doable. You just didn't want to go into halftime with a 0 on the board and a 16-point deficit. So now they got to give the ball back to Plano, make sure they do their job defensively, maybe get the ball back, but at least go in there no worse than this.
See what we do here. 1:56 left in the first half. Geneseo down by 10. Limke has it teed up now. Kicking towards the south end zone here at Geneseo. Little knuckle ball goes downfield, can be fielded, and bounces off the shoulder pads of the return man. Goes down inside the 10-yard line, and they're going to be buried right there.
Yes.
They bury him down at the 10-yard line. That's a good momentum swing right there too, Bob.
That was a nice line drive kick, hit him right in the shoulder pads, and he had no clue where it was.
Bounced about 10 foot up in the air.
The other deep back, went over, picked up the ball, and it's way back. Where was it? On the 12?
About the 12-yard line,
12-yard line. Yeah, that's a good place to start the thing when they've got a minute and 56 left in the half. You know, they really have to drive the ball length of the field.
Yep.
If you get a turnover, you get something happen here, maybe a 3 and out, you got an opportunity to do some things.
Well, should have been a little time come off the clock there. After it hit his shoulder pads, it should have been, the clock should have ran for a couple seconds anyway, but it didn't run at all after that kickoff. That's where they're going to come to the sideline here and say they need to run a couple seconds off.
Yeah, he's pointing to the box. Somebody noticed it. So
7 seconds.
That's about right. We can live with that.
They'll run it down to 149.
You know,
There
when
it
you're giving
goes.
them the football, you're automatically thinking you want time to run off the clock. But you know, with the field position it is, you know, you got to feel, and the momentum that you have, you got to feel like maybe you can get a stop here. Maybe you do want a little time left on the clock. So we'll see what happens here. You know, this first couple plays is going to be pretty crucial.
Right. 1st and 10. Ball sits at the 12-yard line of Plano. Rome lines up the nose guard position. Big number 67. Stops him short. Nothing going that time. Geneseo's clock's going to run down 142.
Leafs have been running a lot of stunts, you know, a lot of different little gimmicks here, but they really they played that one just straight up, and you know, really pretty solid defense.
Picked up more than I thought that time. Maybe 3 yards on the carry. Let's call it 2nd and 7. Geneseo's content to let the clock run at this point, and they'll take their momentum into the halftime.
It doesn't appear that Plano's real excited about it either. You know, they've got a 10-point lead. Maybe they're okay with that.
Up to come, 2nd and 7. Looks like maybe Geneseo jumped off sides that time.
Once again, it's a matter of whether they're pulled or not. And they're going to discuss it. And
they're going to march it off against the guys in the green shirts out there as we
so all of a
got
sudden,
in the neutral zone.
All of a sudden it becomes second really short now. Second only 2 yards.
Clock's on the move now. Will be inside a minute. They got a big wind behind their back here. At their back does Plano. 2nd and short. Do you drop back and wing it?
I think if you're Geneseo, you better expect that that's a possibility. You know, you really have to make sure nobody gets behind you right here.
2nd and 2 for Plano. Gives the ball to the first man through.
And it looks like he's going to pick up a first down or very close to it.
So that's enough to stop the clock with 38 seconds left, and Johnston checks into the defensive side of the ball here, number 35. Johnson, the senior, 6 foot, 220 pounds.
He stopped the clock. I don't think it was a timeout. They just stopped the clock to move the chains.
Snodgrass checks out.
Once again, good to see Cathcart here standing out here in defensive end after last week. He did not finish the game on the field, so we kind of predicted that was going to be a short-lived injury.
Yeah, exactly. Inside 30 seconds down this first half. Full house backfield. Second man through is going to get the carry. He's going to break out free. Kroger's going to have to catch him. He catches him at that 30 or 40, knocks him out of bounds now at the near side 40. Another big play by Plano with 13 seconds left. Kroger just got enough of him at the 40-yard line of Plano, but he kept on stumbling and bumbling towards the 50, and finally was pushed out of bounds at the Geneseo 43-yard line.
Well, Kroger did not get him down, but he did slow him just enough, because if he could have got that sideline, he might have broke it. You know, several guys had a deep, nice angle on him, but he might have broke that thing.
35-yard pickup on the play. Now we want it right here before halftime. 13 seconds left on the clock. Personnel coming and going for Plano from the far sideline. Play clock's down to 14 with 13 seconds left on the play clock, or the halftime clock. 16-6. Plano's on top. Now they look like they're in passing formation. 3 receivers on the right side. They put the ball up in the air.
Picked.
Ball's going to be intercepted by Geneseo at the 30-yard line. Nice catch over there of the interception. Is Walters, Andrew Walters on the interception.
No, that's going to be Akers over there.
Is that Akers over there? Yep.
Akers picks the ball. Only 7.7 seconds left here, but that it puts an end to that Plano drive and pretty well solidifies the fact that the Maple Leafs are going to go in only 10 down. Got a little scary on that last run. You know, you really don't want to go down with another tally on top of that. 7
seconds left. Geneseo's just going to take a knee. From all indications of their formation, Atwell under center. Now it drops down to a knee. Near side fans don't like that with 7 seconds left, but you got a stiff wind in your face. Passing the ball is not your cup of tea all the time, and smartest thing, take the knee, go to the locker room, regroup, and come back out and play a second half where you outscore them by 10.
I'm surprised they don't have some kind of a play out of that victory formation or that V4.
Fake it?
Yeah, just where you fake it and drop back. Sends one guy down the field. I mean, that field's just wide open, but I'm pretty sure somebody might pick it up.
So after one half of play here in this first round playoff game, Class 4A, it's the Plano Reapers 16, the Maple Leafs 6. We'll be back after this.
This TV50 telecast is sponsored in part by B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, On Guard Security, Central Bank, Chicago Street Decorating Center, Vandemore Funeral Homes, Eric Henderson and Greg Anderson of Country Financial, Geneseo Dairy Queen, Stackhouse Moore, Farmers National Bank, Geneseo Telephone Company, Holland & Sons, Hammond Henry Hospital, Hazelwood Homes, IDC Technology Solutions, Geneseo Good Samaritan Village, Northside Rexall Drug, ProTech Auto Body, Turpins of Geneseo. Please patronize these fine businesses and let them know you appreciate their support of this TV50 telecast.
Welcome back to Green Machine Football. I am John Rowland along with Bob Pettit. We're going to bring you all this second half action, this Class 4A first round playoff game, as they put 3 more minutes back on the clock here as the teams prepare themselves to play this game out. Score 16-6. Plano Reapers on top of the Maple Leafs here on a wind-blown field in Geneseo, but certainly still a beautiful night for football. Geneseo in the green jerseys, yellow pants, yellow helmet with a G on the side of it, black shoes. Plano in the purple pants and purple helmets and the white jerseys trimmed in purple. Referees decked out in white and black hats. Black sweatpants with a stripe down the side and stripes all over their chest.
Referees in the last couple of years have changed their pants uniforms. You know, I mean, every once in a while you just got to have a fashion change. And,
yep.
And they used to wear those white pants and the kind of look like football pants a little in a sense, but now they got the wind pants and the stripes. Looks
sharp.
I think it looks a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of with the times.
So as we talked, Geneseo will receive the opening kickoff here for the second half. They will go against the wind in the third quarter, but certainly in that fourth quarter they will have the wind at their back if the breeze continues as it is. And as you can see, once in a while there'll be a leaf that gets onto the field, and it'll start one end zone and go to the other end zone in no time as the wind just picks it up and just blows it straight down the field. Geneseo taking another lap down around the goalpost here before we start this second half here at Bob Reed Field in Geneseo.
There was a couple times in that first half where there's like yellow sheets of paper and it looked like somebody's calling a penalty. Those things just fly across the field. There was about 5 or 6 popcorn bags all at once kind of went across the field. It just shows that wind is blowing, so here the fans are getting excited. Geneseo crowd has not given up on this game.
Nope. A lot of things at stake right now for the Leafs. Moving on that second round is something special. You got to get over this first hurdle and settle in and get comfortable.
Well, receive the football and move it downfield would be just a real nice start.
Move it right down, get that offense turned up.
That would make a huge difference in the momentum here. They went into the locker room with the momentum, having scored last and had stopped Plano on their last attempt. So
Plano with both their touchdowns went for 2 points on each one of those touchdowns or extra point attempts to make their 16 points. Geneseo then scored on Lemke's long run, and they also opted to try for 2, but came up short of the end zone and leave it at 16-6 right there before halftime.
Going for 2 because either way, you almost need a field goal to get you back in the game. If you don't make the 2, if you just go for the extra point, you're going at some point in time you're going to need a field goal or some extra points anyway. So, not a bad decision, just didn't work. It looked like he was going to be able to turn the corner and pick up 2, but as it is, it's a 10-point deficit, and we're going to get the football and do something about that right here.
Here we go. Knuckleball kick. Going to roll out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Over on the far side, over by the scoreboard, and they'll bring the ball out to the 35-yard line. The 15-yard penalty from the point of the kick. 25-yard penalty from the point of the kick.
And all the usual numbers go out on the field, it appears, and
Rubino, the center, will bring them up to the line of scrimmage, and they break the huddle for their first play here in the second half. And we got to start with a clean slate here and just outscore them by 10 here in the second half. Up we come to the line of scrimmage. Atwell at quarterback, Johnson the fullback. Double wing set for the guys in green. Set that interior line here in the next play. A little discussion. The referee's standing there talking to Rubino. At the center now, they're ready to play. 1st and 10 Leafs. Ball sits on the 35-yard line.
Maybe he's taking an order for after the game.
There you go. Johnson the 3-back, the fullback. Lemke comes in motion. Gives the ball to Lemke. Nothing going that time as he gets stopped at the point of attack. Maybe a yard as he falls forward.
It's too bad Johnson didn't have the ball. He's running downfield.
I thought he had it for a second. A yard in the play for Lemke. It's called 2nd and 9 for the Leafs. Ball's on the 36-yard line of the Leafs. Atwell comes to the sideline to talk to Coach Johnson and pick up the play. Now goes back to the huddle.
I pretty much was thinking the same way along the coaching staff. I thought they'd key on Johnson in that first play and really bite on that thing, but nobody even touched him.
Left formation for the Leafs. Lemke comes in motion. A little bit of a counterplay that time to Akers. Nothing going. Maybe a yard. He's going to bring up a 3rd and long for the Leafs.
The only reason he got a yard is because he bounced the wrong direction from where the tackle. He was hit right at the line of scrimmage and just hit hard. Plano has not lost a step here. They've come out really tough, really ready to play.
Let's call it 3rd and 7.
This is a big 3rd down play because, you know, the opening drive, you really want to create some momentum here. This could give Plano some nice momentum if they could get a stop. They want that football back.
Dinsenberger goes out wide left. Akers goes in motion. Sweep pitch play. Akers going to fight for yardage. Nothing going. He gets stacked up. No gain to play on the option to the left side.
Nope. It looked like a good call. It looked like it might develop here, but they just really, the pursuit along the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Lateral pursuit was just very good by Plano, and they just covered that thing up. It looked like it might open up, and it just collapsed really fast. So going to be 4th and about 6 for Geneseo, and they're going to have to go 3 and out and punt the ball away.
Fisher goes back in a punt formation. He'll kick against this stiff wind. He'll stand back at his own 28-yard line. Nice snap to him. Kick was a little bit low. Kicks it out of bounds, hits the track on the far sideline. And looks like they'll come out with good field position out of it. Will Plano. Haven't seen where they're going to start marking it yet. I think they're going to mark it right there where, about the 41-yard line. So they'll have good field position. Just open up this second half with 10 minutes and 2 seconds left on the clock here in the third quarter. Plano 16 with the ball. Geneseo on defense was 6.
Part of that punt was the fact that you got your wind at your face and you're trying to do some things against the wind. But I think he just hooked it a little bit, and boy, it just went out of bounds right now. Little extracurricular activity over there. Sean Berry was mixed up in it, but walked away with no yellow flags.
1st and 10, 42-yard line, Plano. Ball's fumbled. Geneseo indicates they got the ball back. Geneseo's ball. Fumble on the far side. I didn't pick up who got the fumble.
Kotecki
with the fumble.
It just looked like he came out of there. I'm not positive. What are you thinking, Kotecki?
Yep.
Willis thinks Kotecki also, and he's never wrong.
Nope. I'm with him.
What a big momentum twist here. You know, Maple Leafs really needed a break. Really haven't been a lot of breaks in this game.
No.
Except, you know, things that were earned, and that one right there is something you really need, that turnover.
Up we come, double wing set. Lemke comes in motion, gives him a quick pitch, or quick handoff, cuts it back against the ground, grain, gets over the 40, inside the 40-yard into the 39-yard line, 4-yard pickup by Lemke. As a little greasy out there looked like that time as he tried to turn the corner.
You know, the field doesn't look horrible. I've seen a lot worse fields than this, but you could see him try to turn that corner, and he just couldn't get his footing.
Took some little baby steps there to.
Frankly, picking up 3 is a pretty nice gain for the way he had to kind of turn that corner right there. He was really struggling trying to get his footing.
Rubino brings him up. Tight formation, wingback sets left side. Johnson, the fullback, number 35. Going to go counter play once again to Lemke. Nice little pickup that time. We'll give him couple yards. Lemke gets hit pretty hard, solidly there, right on the face mat, butt him up right under the face mask. You saw his head kind of snap back once he had the contact made to him.
Got the trainers coming on the field. Take a look here, and wisely so. He didn't jump up right away, and maybe
No.
Sometimes that's what you just got to do. And then they're calling for.
Dr. Stewart makes his way onto the field.
Yeah, he's moving out there. He's moving his hands, moving his legs. Everything seems to be okay, but you just don't want to take any chances. And both teams respectfully taking a knee out there, and good sportsmanship on both sides. Nobody wants to see anybody get hurt.
Huddle around Luke Lemke as he's down on the field at about the 36-yard line, 37-yard line of Plano.
Yeah, they're going to take their time with this one. So once again here, we just opened up in the second half, 9 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the third quarter, and Maple Leafs were 3 and out. They were not very impressive on their drive, but had to punt the ball away. But on the first play from scrimmage,
Yes.
first play from scrimmage, they coughed up the ball. Lemke is up, walking off the field.
Number 41 walks his way off. Atwell comes over to check on him.
He was able to convince everybody that he is just fine. Moving his shoulder, actually. I thought they were worried about his head or his neck.
And the way it snapped.
But he's just kind of moving, is limbering up his shoulder a little bit. So I just got tweaked.
They'll welcome Andrew Walters in the backfield now.
He's going to step aside and have to convince somebody else, Q or somebody, that he can get back in the game pretty quick. But
here we go. 3rd and 4 for the Leafs. At the 38-yard line. Counter play this time to Akers. Fights through. He's still on his feet inside the 25-yard line to the 24-yard line. First down, Akers. Boy, you just saw him hands on him here and hands on him there, but they couldn't bring him down. He just had one more knee for it, one more knee, and he breaks it open for a big gain of 13 yards on the play.
He was so close to being tackled for no first down, and then he was so close to breaking it. You know, it was just
First and 10 Leafs.
Exciting play, but yep, fresh set of downs.
Walters with the carry. He's fighting for yards hard too, getting a nice push behind him there.
I think that was Akers again on the carry.
Akers, okay, yep.
Yeah, they're so similar, and Walters is in the game, but Walters standing in the backfield. Akers trying to take that ball off the left side.
Give him.
Picked up a couple.
2 in the play, a 2nd and 8. Leafs need to push this thing in. Sits on the 23-yard line right now, 2nd and 8.
This is where you get the feel they can do some things, because they don't know what to key on. They're mixing it up really good, mixing up their plays. Haven't stopped it.
Double wing set.
Now they got it.
Incomplete. Atwell with big pressure in the backfield.
First
drops incomplete.
First defensive lineman hit him and he shook it loose. Reset to release the ball and got hit kind of as he was releasing the ball, so the ball was a little bit short. Fortunately, was not picked off. But I'm sorry, who was the intended
I didn't
receiver?
pick up the receiver. I think it may have been. I want to say 80 was out there. Matt Lloyd.
It could have been Matt Lloyd, but it was a very nice play, a defensive play by the offensive player to make sure that ball wasn't intercepted. So
now we have 3rd and long, 3rd and 8 from the 23-yard line of Plano. Double wing set, drop back to pass, give him some protection. He's got some time. He's got a receiver out there. Incomplete. Incomplete right at the goal line, just over the shoulder.
Once again, it was Walters, but just couldn't pull it in. It was so close. Not a poorly thrown ball at all. It was a nicely thrown ball, but it had to be just perfectly thrown in. It had to be a great catch.
Yes.
Just didn't quite get it done.
Lemke checks back into the game, number 41. Lloyd brings the play in. Atwell, the quarterback.
Last time they were in this territory, they attempted a field goal a little bit shorter than this. And this would be for 40. This would be 40 yards, and that's a little strong against the wind.
4th and 8 for the Leafs. Wide receiver out the right side for the Leafs. Atwell's looking that way. Lemke's going to be towards the end zone at 10, 5. Touchdown, Geneseo.
No
touchdown, Green Machine.
No flags again. And you know, on fourth and long, you almost have to suspect something's going to happen like that, and he was wide open.
Lemke went a little chair pattern, down, out, and down. Wide open, nice catch by Lemke. I guess his shoulder's okay, his head's okay, he's doing fine.
Luke Lemke just moments ago laying on the field with 12 people huddled around him. Had nobody around him as he strolled into the end zone for a touchdown. Gets the Maple Leafs right back in the ball game.
Fifth caller, Little Roma's Pizza. Every time Geneseo scores a touchdown, win a free large 2-topping pizza. Radio listeners only. Now we'll go for the PAT by the kick. Lemke, have it teed up, kicks up. That's good. That's good. Geneseo puts 13 points on the board now, 16-13. Crawling back in this thing and looking pretty solid doing it. With 7:43 left here in this third quarter, Geneseo takes a turnover and puts it in the end zone.
The big play, obviously, the turnover on the first play from scrimmage of this half by Plano. That was recovered by, we decided it was Kotecki.
Yes.
And the Maple Leafs took that momentum and took it down the field on a big fourth down play.
4th and 8, I believe it was, and they converted for the touchdown. 7
all
plays.
The way to the house.
7 plays, 30 or 43 yards. 23-yard touchdown pass out Atwell to Lemke. PAT was good. Eats up 2 minutes and 9 seconds of this third quarter to make the score 13-16. Plano's on top of the Green Machine here with 7:43 left in the third quarter.
A lot of ball game, and 3-point deficit is really no mountain to climb anymore. You know, when you're down 16 and had the football, it was kind of a little bit scary for just a while. But Maple Leafs proved they're back in the ball game, and not only are back in the game, but have the momentum going forward. So feeling pretty good about it now, John.
Lemke, maybe some adjustments made at halftime there to make things work, but put the ball in the air a little bit, loosen them up. Lemke will handle the kicking chores here on the kickoff.
See if he's bounce one off the shoulder pad again.
The left hash mark, kicking into the wind. He'll kick that ball high. It's going to come down about the 20. Oh, had a nice initial hit with him at the 30, but bounced back, and then he gets the motors going the right direction, gets it back out to the 32, does the Plano return man, and now Geneseo's defense comes on the field here. Every play's tense.
That was Matt Lloyd again on that initial hit. Really stopped him cold, but it took a couple other guys to kind of finish him off. Lloyd still down at the bottom pile, I think, hanging on to that leg. So, you know, once again, they start in pretty decent field position at the 32.5-yard line.
Riley up front along with Anthony Rome in the middle. The left side, I believe that it's Catherine. Up the middle it goes. Defense stacks that one up great at the point of attack. Kotecki there in the mix, not giving the tackle, but he's in the mix along with Anthony Rome.
Yeah, Rome playing right over the center now. You know, a little bit of a change up here for the Maple Leaf defense, and you know, right now you got to do whatever you got to do to win this ball game, because if you don't have to worry about the next one.
No, don't have to worry about cleaning the jerseys up. You don't win this one.
You got Reiling here out here on the tackle. You got Catherine on the left tackle, left defensive tackle, and Rome in the middle.
Fears on the left side of the end position. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line of Plano. Long count this time. Second man through is going to get the carry. Geneseo stacks that up.
Clay's out there on this end. Yep, Clay's kind of backed up a few blockers. Kotecki got underneath, kind of submarine that thing, and Lemke also in on the tackle.
Call it 3rd and long, 3rd and 7 for Plano.
Happened to be watching Clay's, you know, stepped in at this defensive end here, and really he took about 3 blockers and really stacked that up nicely.
Let somebody else get the glory. He had 3 blockers and opened something up for one of his linebackers to clean things up. 6:23 left in the third quarter. Geneseo's down by the score of 13-16. Plano with a 3rd and 7 from their own 36-yard line.
Look out. Get him. You got him.
Nice. They strung it out. Quarterback 2 fakes inside, tries to take it around the outside, and Geneseo has nothing to do with it. Nice tackle over there on the far side. I believe it was, may have been Clay's got across the field, number 33. Make the tackle from clear across. And they will go into punt formation. Will Plano. It's going to be 4th and 4.
I believe this is the first punt, isn't it, Willis?
Yep.
Yeah. First
See
punt.
what they got here. 4th and 4 for Plano from the 38-yard line, their own 38. Watch for a long count here. They got a guy moving that far side, and he's all over the place.
Watch, you never know what you're going to do here, and they're going to punt.
That's off the side of his foot, it looks like to me. And bounces out of bounds at about the 35 on the far sideline. Geneseo's offense will come back out in the field. We got to keep this
up to the 45. It went out of bounds. You know, I love that when the official just keep walking up the field.
Okay.
Yeah, it did not. It was so far out of bounds at the 35 that they kept walking up the field, and they spotted him at the 45-yard line. So once again, great field position for the Leafs.
Let's keep this offense rolling now. Let's go, boys. Bring them to the line of scrimmage. Big fellas up front, pushing people around. Let's go. Out wide we go for the green machine. It's like Lloyd out here near side. Second man through, going to get the carry. Lemke, nothing going as he stacked up right at the point of attack. Blow the whistle now. You had 5 guys on him. Dinsberger out wide this time. I couldn't pick up the number.
That was not much of an exaggeration either. They had 2 or 3 guys holding him, and a couple of guys grabbing for the football again. Love that tactic. Now we got a Plano player injured. So we're going to take a moment here to see what he's writhing in pain. So the Plano players take a knee, and
well, that's for a discussion somewhere else. Do you take a knee when somebody's hurt in football?
They are.
You stand in a huddle, drink some water.
They are. They all are, both teams. Yeah, you know, it's...
Their sidelines did even.
Yeah. It's a sportsmanship issue, I believe, that, you know, and it's good. It's fine. He's going to get up, though. We're going to get out of this one. Now, Lemke, of course, came back from his would-be injury and scored a touchdown.
So check the guy's number when he gets up?
Yeah, check this guy's number.
They work on his, I don't know, are they working on their hand maybe? No, it's a leg, a foot.
No,
lower.
They're going to carry him off. He's not going to walk off.
Lower body injury. Ooh. Yeah, they're not going to, he's not going to walk off by himself, is he? So we'll go back to action here. It'll be second. Let's call it 2nd and 10 for the Leafs. Ball sits on their own 45-yard line. Score is 16-13. Plano on top of the green machine. 2nd and 10, balls on the 45-yard lines of the Leafs.
I didn't catch it. I think it was number 3. Number 3, yeah, Justin O'Hara. That was a senior linebacker. They lost there defensively, so they're going to be short a linebacker here for just a bit.
So up we come. Green machine with the ball. Tight formation. Lemke goes in motion. Going to go sweep play. Flag on a play. It's going to be illegal motion by the Leafs.
That's going to be a motion. They blew it dead before the play. So the Leafs are going to pick up their 3rd penalty. We were talking about how clean this was, but
illegal procedure on the Leafs.
I believe that's the first yellow flag we've seen here in the second half still. So it's still a pretty clean game, but you hope that one doesn't come up and bite you. Now 2nd and 15, so that's a tougher call.
Yep. See Dr. Stewart makes his way over the far sideline. The gentleman they just took off the field to check him out.
So obviously that was a pitch out there. They're going to run that sweep. Was that going to work?
Not that time it wasn't.
I didn't think so either.
No.
So
give us, take 5 off and do it again.
Looks like we're going to try to see what a pass can do on this particular play. Ball's caught in bounds.
The catch at the 43-yard line. First I thought he was waving, he was out of bounds, but he was in bounds. Nice pass that time to Walters. A nice reception over his shoulder.
So
first down.
2nd 15, and you pick up 17. That's just about right. It was a very nice catch. A well-thrown ball. But again, we had that we talked about earlier down the other side for Walters. Almost the same play, you know, almost the same ball, but you know he just couldn't quite get it. It took a great catch to pull that one in.
1st and 10, ball's right in front of us here at the 43-yard line. Lemke goes in motion, gives it to Johnson, number 35. The horse has the ball. The fullback's fighting for yards, almost breaks free down to the 35-yard line. Oh, that was close.
It's amazing what just a little old pass play might do to open up the running game, and it was. You could just see him wiggling through there, and it was. Just had a feeling like he might squirt through there, and there wasn't anybody behind that again. You know, they got everybody sucked up in the box. If you get past that initial line. Big line surge here, guys. Come on, big boys.
Knows the football sits in the 35-yard line of Plano. 2nd and 2. Lemke comes in motion, gives the ball to big fella again.
There
There goes Johnson. He's going to break free over the 20, down to the 10. Touchdown, Geneseo.
That's what we talked about. You break through that box and there's nobody there. There was nobody going to catch you. Yeah, from 35 yards out.
35 for 35. Touchdown, Maple Leafs.
Once he got through that line, nobody was going to get him because nobody was out there.
High stepping into the goal line goes Jason Johnson, the senior. You knew it was going to happen after that last run.
You just had a feel that this is what's going to happen. And once again, you know, that nice little pass play, great catch by Walters, opens up the running game.
Lemke on for the PAT attempt. Snap's good, hold. Kick's going to be up and good by Lemke. 5th caller, La Roma's Pizza, 944-6171. One large, one topping pizza. 5th caller only, must be radio listeners only. Oh, let's give away some more of those tonight.
Well, this game has gone from 16-0 Plano to 20-16 Geneseo. And really, you know, again, the momentum, it's just that feel that you really had as soon as you felt like you got back in the ball game. I kept saying, you know, this feels okay, even though we're down by 10, even though we're down by 3, you know, it feels okay. And right now, you got to feel good about Geneseo's chances because they, you know, they're not being dominated like they were that first quarter and a half. They're in control of the ball game.
4 plays, 55 yards, capped off by a 35-yard touchdown run by Jason Johnson. PAT good by Lemke. 1 minute and 37 seconds of this third quarter is eaten up by that drive. Score, Geneseo 20, Plano 16.
Once again, stamina, conditioning. You know, that play, that off-tackle play did not do anything in the first quarter. You know, how long can that defense, you know, sustain that intensity? We kind of found out that they did not sustain that intensity for the entire game. Maybe that's why, you know, I asked the question earlier in the game, why does this team have 3 losses? Maybe that's why they have 3 losses. They just can't sustain that intensity. What we saw in the first quarter and a half, John, was a great football, great intensity in a football game, but if they can't sustain it, you don't always win a football game. I hope that's the way this finishes out.
Yep, that's what we're hoping. 3:42 left on the clock here in the third quarter. Geneseo up 20-16. Lemke has it teed up, kicking from the south to the north for the Maple Leafs. Approaches the ball. Nice high kick. That's a live ball. Geneseo's going to recover it. Geneseo pooches it up in the air. It falls, hits the ground. Live ball. Geneseo falls on it at the 33-yard line. Well, they've done it all year. That's the way it does it right there. That's the way it works. It looks like who fell on that ball? That's
going to be Landon Hoon.
Landon Hoon with the ball. The sophomore Hoon with the recovery of the pooch kick by Lemke. It was a beautiful kick, too. That wind just held that ball up in the air and up in the air and up the air. And as soon as it hit the ground, Geneseo boys in the green shirts jumped on her.
They got some guys up in that front line with good hands, you know, and insert Landon into this lineup, you know, obviously that's a good move.
1st and 10 Leafs. Ball sits on the 34-yard line of Plano. Tight formation, double wing set. Gonna send Akers in motion. Gonna give the ball to Johnson. He's gonna fight for yardage. Flag on the play. At the 30-yard line, the flag was...
It's not in a very good position because it's going to be against the offense.
Holding Geneseo.
Now, we just got done talking about how clean this game was here recently, and that's the kind of play right there that just can really kind of put the kibosh to this. Now we need that. We had a 2nd and 15 a while back. We need that play back. We need that big breaker here. Great momentum by the Maple Leafs. Great way to seize the momentum and great way to maintain it by that onside pooch kick. You know, there weren't very many Plano players, you know, ready to receive that ball.
They're watching.
Oh, yeah, they're just watching, thinking, okay, who's supposed to catch this ball because you got a bunch of linemen up there.
So they moved the ball 10 yards back from the point of the infraction, which was very near the line of scrimmage. Here we go, 1st and 20 for the Leafs. They're going to drop back to pass. Got a guy across the middle, same pattern. Oh, he caught it incomplete. He had the ball for a second. Almost had it long enough to call it a fumble. Was Matt Lloyd, number 80. Nice ball by Atwell across the middle. Just a slant.
Just never had his hands exactly right on that thing. Had it, was bobbling just a little bit. Looked like he was going to pull that thing in, but got his hands twisted up just a little.
We'll call it 2nd and 20 now for the Leafs.
It's only about 19 and a half. That's no big deal to get 19 and a half yards here. 2nd down. We'll pick them up.
Play clock's running. It's down to 10 seconds, so plenty of time here as they come to the line of scrimmage. A little confusion in the backfield. He sets his people around. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Atwell needs to get him up the line of scrimmage. Wingback goes in motion. Fake. Does give it to Akers around the outside. Going to beat one guy. Ooh, oh, that was a little late on that far side. Nope. No flag called, but nice pick of about 7-8 yards on the play.
One of the reasons this game has been fairly clean penalty-wise is because they let a little bit of that go.
They have, yes.
As long as they don't get down here like we experienced earlier this year, get down here in the last couple of minutes and start pulling their flags out of their pocket. They're doing a decent job. Nothing's out of hand. Pretty well played, clean game, well executed game, and they've just been leaving the laundry in their pocket.
Lloyd comes out wide to the right side. Double wing set for the Maple Leafs. Lemke comes in motion. Going to drop back to pass. He's got nice protection in front of him.
Oh, got
across
it!
The middle. Oh, just over the hands of Lloyd. He was wide open once again. Down the seam, right along the hash marks. Incomplete brings up a 4th down for the Leafs. They're going to go in a punt formation.
Once again, a well-run route, a well-conceived play, not a poorly thrown ball, a pretty decent thrown ball. It's just so close, but just could not pull it in. Got one hand on it, couldn't pull it in.
Well, I tell you, Michael Atwell's been putting the ball right there tonight. Just we haven't been able to pull them all in.
It was a nicely thrown ball, just wasn't. Fisher just didn't land in his hands.
Fisher comes in to do the punting chores. The return men just now walk onto the field. Very late. They're going to stand down at their 10-yard line. Fisher with a nice kick and lay it out there. Oh, it's going to be out.
That hooked again.
That's tough with the way that wind is blowing. If you try to place it, it's going to bring it back to about the 22-yard line is where they're going to set it and where it went out of bounds. So that's where
but the one thing
Plano is going to set up 1st and 10 with 2:20 left here in this 3rd quarter, this first-round playoff game.
The last 2 punts by Fisher have gone out of bounds and have not netted an enormous amount of yardage, but they have not been returned either.
No, yeah.
And when the one of the big breakers for that, to start the game was a punt return.
Yep.
You don't want to see that again. So the Maple Leafs, only 22 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter, will have the win in the 4th quarter and hopefully the lead.
1st and 10 for Plano. Stacks up right at the point of attack, gets the ball out to about the 25-yard line, about a 2-yard gain. Let's call it 2nd and 8, maybe 2nd and 7 for Plano. Clock is at 2 minutes, 8 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Patterson checks in, number 54, still with a heavily wrapped bandage on that left wing of his. Left wrist.
I was going to say, I didn't
check somebody out.
Didn't see anybody come out. Snodgrass checks out. So they're going to put the extra big boy down the front line, give up a linebacker, going to stiffen up.
2nd and long. You got him piled up in the backfield. No gain, maybe a yard in the play. Going to bring up 3rd and long for Plano. Now Johnson comes in for a linebacker position. Trying to work their personnel around as they're.
Hey, try to decide
looks
get
like
out of there.
Patterson's going to come back out.
So they just switched it up for one play. Just try to mix it up. Good move, and it worked.
Yep.
Got to got to give some kudos to Coach Mackey every once in a while when he pulls one out of his hat.
Yep. Nice job there. Coaching staff, 3rd and long at the 26-yard line of Plano. Plano with the ball, shotgun formation. Drop back to pass. Quarterback's going to keep it, looking to get outside. So you got to try to find a corner there. Geneseo's in hot pursuit. Kotecki knocks him out of bounds.
Oh, that's very close to the 1st down, though.
Just couldn't keep the contain on him.
Nope. Just took a long angle and once again, just couldn't keep him.
Not happy with containment that time.
No, I saw the same thing you did. So Coach Johnson had just a few words to say. So
this is the playoffs now, Bob. It's now or never.
We are short of a 1st down. Are they going to measure?
I think they're going to bring it clear across this field.
Yeah, and they really had them held right where they want them to be, 3rd and long, and they kind of let them out of that box a little bit here. But tell you what, if this is not a 1st down, it's going to be a real tough decision for Plano.
A lot of ball game left. We're still in the 3rd quarter. Geneseo's up by the score 20-16. They're going to stretch that chain out. 1st down, Plano.
Ball at the
All right.
Ball at the 32-yard line. Still a long ways to go.
Let's go get him again, boys. And the green shirts out there. 54 seconds left in this third quarter.
Plano did pick up a first down, but the Maple Leafs are just playing a lot tougher defense here.
Wrap them up. Anthony Rome's up front there.
They're sticking Cothran, Rome, and Reiling in there, that three-man front. Just tenacious defense.
Clays and Fears.
Cathcart was in on the last play and jumped out of there. Clays hopped in at this end, the right defensive end.
Lemke on the receiver, near side. Sweep play, trying to get outside. Trying to track him down from the backside. He's still on his feet, going to get the first down. Out to the 47-yard line of Geneseo. Again, no containing that far side. Got to make the containment to keep that thing from getting out there. No field.
They get out there very quick. And, we're just going to have to make an adjustment to that because obviously when you adjust to that, getting better containment, a little wider containment, that you adjust to that, you open up things in the middle just a little bit. But
clock's on the move.
Going to have to do that because they're getting some big plays on the outside.
Clock's on the move with 37 seconds left in this third quarter. Geneseo's up by the score of 20-6. Got 20 unanswered points in the second half due to the Maple Leafs. Running back right up the middle, nothing going that. Stacked up by the Geneseo's defense. And that'll probably wrap up the third quarter as we're going to be inside 15 seconds now as they mark the ball.
Kotecki and Riley can come off the bottom of that pile. Short, only a 1 yard gain, so I think that is going to wrap it up, John.
Yep. That's going to do it for the third quarter. They're going to let the clock run out here. So at the end of 3 quarters of play here in this first round, Class 4A battle, Plano 16, Green Machine 20. We'll be back after this.
This TV50 telecast is sponsored in part by B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, On Guard Security, Central Bank, Chicago Street Decorating Center, Vandemore Funeral Homes, Eric Henderson and Greg Anderson of Country Financial, Geneseo Dairy Queen, Stackhouse Moore, Farmers National Bank, Geneseo Telephone Company, Holland & Sons, Hammond Henry Hospital, Hazelwood Homes, IDC Technology Solutions, Geneseo Good Samaritan Village, Northside Rexall Drug, Protec Auto Body, Turpins of Geneseo. Please patronize these fine businesses and let them know you appreciate their support of this TV50 telecast.
Welcome back as we get ready to start this fourth quarter of action here. Geneseo up on top, 20-16. And once again, the defense comes to play in that play. Drops them for about another yard on the gain the play. Brings up a 3rd and 7, we'll call it, for Plano. Ball sits right on the 50-yard line. As we start this fourth quarter, I am John Rowley along with Bob Pettit here, bringing you all this first round Class 4A playoff action here from Bob Reed Field on a windy night, but still a very nice night to play football.
Apologize to your radio listeners here for the dead air time over there, but look, we got a TV time out here. They've got them boxed in here. Boxed in a 3rd and about 6 or 7.
I look for that screen play right here once again.
Big time to stop them.
Counter play. Still on his feet, almost scampers out of it. Gets the first down on the 40-yard line of Geneseo on the counter play that we see every day practice. They run it right at us.
But it worked. It worked well. Good execution once again by Plano. Just when I thought maybe they were going to get the white flags out there and go home, they decided they're going to come back to life. In the midst of a nice drive here, we've had them boxed back at 3rd and long 2 times, and they've busted out of it.
Roman the nose guard, number 67. Wide left, they send a receiver. Walters on the coverage on the far side. Quarterback's going to keep the ball this time. Missed his handoff. He's going to be swarmed in by the Geneseo defense. No gain the play. I don't know who all we're going to give that tackle to. 41 came up quick. Johnson's there.
Yeah.
Everybody, we should say who was on the tackle.
I think Johnson was just giving him a hug.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was really trying to tackle him. He was just kind of, welcoming him to Bob Reed Field.
Yep. It's nice of Jason, you know.
Yeah, it was.
It was nice.
It was, quite hostly.
Yeah. 10:30 left in the ball game. Geneseo up by 4, 20-16. The big back in the backfield's doing nothing but blocking on that left side. There he goes, gets the ball. Going to try to bounce it outside that time. Geneseo makes that big play. Big play for the Leafs. Akers on a tackle for a loss of about 5 yards.
They're gonna give him about 4 yards though. I thought they'd give us momentum sooner than that, but big man Akers just picked him up and carried him backwards.
Now
he ended up back about 8 yards by the time he actually hit the ground.
And the fans near side calling for the defense.
Okay, as we just mentioned, we've had him 3rd and long several times on this, or at least just the 3rd time on this drive. So now 3rd and 13, need a big stop.
Let's see what happens. Got 3 receivers to the left side, the rights of our defense. Drop back the pass.
That's the screen.
Got a screen out in front. Going to break free.
My gosh.
You're going to get the first down, it looks like.
We got it.
As we saw it developing out in front of us, a screenplay. He got down inside the 30, would have given him a first down for Plano.
I'm quite sure we had to suspect that was coming. So
I think I called the last 2 plays, didn't I?
But it's sometimes what's coming. It's just hard to defend if they execute well. It still boils down to them doing better than we do. They do what they do better than we do what we do.
First
and that particular play they did.
1st and 10 from the 27-yard line out of the Leafs. Out wide it goes that time. Kotecki comes through everybody for a drop of a loss on the play of about 2 yards, maybe 3. Is Kotecki shooting from that linebacker.
Once again, Akers coming up there and bottling that thing up, though, slowing that play down enough for Kotecki to shoot that little gap and bust it open.
Giving him some support there on the outside corners. Fears at one end.
Did some nice defensive plays. Just got to make sure, as we talked about earlier, sustaining that on every play. Got to get him here. Get him back in that 3rd and long situation one more time.
Let's call it 2nd and 13. Ball's at the 30-yard line of Geneseo. Going to drop back gives it ball inside. Down to the 30-yard line, or 25-yard line it goes. About a pickup of 5 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 8, let's call it, for Plano.
Patterson checks into the ball game, and
Rome checks out.
Rome checks out. His numbers, it looks like Rome, but his numbers so distorted I couldn't tell. There's nobody else that shaped like that. That man's built to play football.
It sure was. Sure was. Up we come now. Plano with the ball, 3rd and 7 at the 25-yard line of Geneseo. Geneseo's up by 4. Gonna pass, gonna look to throw the ball. And brought down that time from the backside. Fumble on the play. And Geneseo gets it. Geneseo recovers. Tyler Clays drops the quarterback. He fumbles the ball, and Clays then falls on the ball. Geneseo's turnover.
The official walked up to the ball so nonchalant, like he was just going to call it dead, and then he points to Geneseo's direction.
Clay blindsides the quarterback. The quarterback drops the ball, and it just sticks in the mud. Clay rolls around and finds it and recovers it. And the referee, like I said, he just nonchalantly walked up to look and see what was going on, and he had the ball. 1st and 10 Leafs now on the offense from their own 32-yard line. Let's keep pushing the ball down the field now. Lemke goes in motion, he gives the ball to 2nd man through. Up the middle goes Johnson. He's still on his feet. Johnson's over the 50, over the 40. It's a foot race now. Down to the 30. He's going to go to the 20. He's got to fight inside the 10. He's going to go touchdown. Johnson! He falls in the end zone. Jason Johnson.
He's going to need oxygen.
Jason Johnson with a 67-yard touchdown run right up the gut. Takes it to pay dirt for the Maple Leafs to make the score 26-16. The Leafs give away a pizza. 5th caller, LaRomas.
The last would-be tackler couldn't pull him down. Got a hold of his shirt a little bit. Johnson pulled away, kind of got a push, and he just kind of stumbled those last few yards and dove into the end zone. Looked like he was going to need oxygen before he got back up, but he's ready to go.
Lemke with the PAT attempt. Kicks up. That's going to be, off to the right. Makes the score, leaves the score 26-16.
I think even the ball boys weren't calling. Maybe they were calling that good. It's hard to tell.
Well, I think the ball boys call it good every time, don't they? They've been instructed to do that.
Yeah. But they know. They do know. So once again, from a 16-0 deficit, it's 26-16. 26 unanswered points by the Maple Leafs. And once again, no momentum is on the green and white side.
The Green Machine chant echoes throughout the field right now.
The crowd handled this game extremely well, I thought. They, down 16-0, never really got dead. They really stayed alive, really kept behind the Maple Leafs, never thinking this one's over, and certainly is not.
7:41 left on the clock here in this fourth quarter. Jason Johnson, 6 carries for 118 yards. Luke Lemke, 8 carries for 95 yards. Colin Akers, 9 carries for 61.
So Johnson with leading the team with, 500 and some yards coming into the ball game in the regular season. Picks up 118 already. Had a couple nice big ones though.
So Lemke has it teed up once again. Last time, he hit the pooch kick high in the air, and Geneseo recovered it. We're kicking with the wind this time. Going to kick this ball deep this time over the return man's head into the end zone by 3 yards. Lemke, what a kick that time. A little bit of a breeze behind his back, but again, you suck them up on those little pooch kicks, and you kick it right over their heads. It goes to the end zone, 20-yard line. It comes out to 1st and 10. And now it's time for the defense to charge back out here.
I'm just guessing they had a little bit of a conversation on the sideline over there after that last onside kick about those pooches and everybody, just getting out there and fair catching that ball. But Lemke just fooled them all and just drilled it over their heads.
Patterson lines up the nose guard position, number 54. Try to stabilize that middle there. Looks like Ryland and Catherine on the tackle positions. Stand-up ends. Fears and Geneseo knocks. Nothing going that time. He may have lost a yard there right in the middle. I think Patterson got off the bottom of the pile. Number 54, the junior. Somebody's coming off with a little bit of a shoulder problem maybe. Pick up the number there.
Snodgrass holding his
wrist
arm.
Almost.
Yeah, Johnson checks in. Johnson, after a 68-yard run for a touchdown, comes in to play defense.
Still catching his breath.
Yeah.
No, I think he's ready to go.
They marked that ball right at the line of scrimmage, so they didn't give him a gain or a loss.
Geneseo's up with that score 26-16. 5-3 defense. Tackles walk out a little bit wider. Second man through is going to get the carry. Brought him down. It's fumbled. Oh, I thought the way they dove in there, the fumble again.
No, it's just a helmet.
Going to be third and 5. Let's call it 3rd and 5 for the Plano Reapers here.
Nice
on Halloween weekend.
Nice second effort because he looked like he was going to be stopped with little or no gain, but squeezed through that seam.
Fade Flora calling the defense.
Familiar situation. Big 3rd down plays as they had on that last drive. See what the Leafs can come up with.
Wide receiver comes out near the left side of Geneseo's defense. Andrew Walters on the coverage. Then goes sweep play, going to reverse. No, he kept the ball. The ball's in the air, almost intercepted. Did he flip it back to the quarterback?
Yeah, double reverse, back to the quarterback.
And then he tried to throw the ball downfield. He was in hot pursuit. I think Hunter Fears was all over him.
He was hit, a lot of pressure on the ball, and he is hobbling off the field.
Well, he kind of put the ball for grabs, and we almost got an interception right in front of the Geneseo bench here at the 30-yard line.
It was kind of just a wobbly duck, and it was going out of bounds, but great effort to try to intercept that ball. And
punt
quarterback is still hobbling over there. Sometimes you never know whether he's physically hurt or he just got his feelings hurt real bad.
Punt formation. They send a man in motion. Their punt formation. Takes his time kicking it. And they'll let that ball hit the ground and roll. He splat in the mud as it rolled dead at the 37-yard line. Maple Leafs offense comes back out in the field here with 6:08 left, up by 10 points, 26-16.
So Maple Leafs, all the momentum going in their direction, and after receiving that kickoff, 3 and out for Plano. Boy, it is a story of 2 halves.
Yes,
Once
it is.
again, we talked about how often the Maple Leafs have done that, and boy, I can't tell you what, they're telling that story again today.
And here we go, double wing set. Johnson, the fullback, 116 yards on the evening, sets himself behind Atwell, the quarterback. Motion. That time Lemke's got to get the ball. Lemke might fight one off. Lemke's still on the feet. Lemke's going to go. He breathes a break free. He's in the open. Atwell goes downfield to help him with the block. Touchdown, Lemke. Touchdown, Green Machine. Wow.
He looked like he was going to be tackled near the line of
62 yards.
Guy had a hold of his leg. You know, yeah, it's just amazing. I'm glad you called Atwell's number down there because he did go down there just have to block somebody. Brett Favre down there, you know, just had to get in the action.
62-yard run by Luke Lemke.
Lemke is going to pile up just a few yards here today. I think he had 95 going into that. Well, what's the total here?
Now he's got to catch his breath.
Yeah, 100.
Well, he and Atwell both got to catch
about 160 yards now for Luke Lemke in this ball game.
Kick, placement's good, kicks up. Good by Lemke. Fifth
Lemke.
caller, La Roma's Pizza. One large, one topping pizza, 944-6171. Radio listeners only.
If you want
Redeem
a
within
second
1 week.
if you get a second topping, you got to pay extra. Not much though. 33-16. You know, we sat there and talked at halftime, and we talked about in the first half how this team gives up points, and you know, we didn't see it coming in that first quarter and a half, but you just had to hope that, knowing that they give up points, that, you know, the Maple Leafs were going to figure out how that happens, and they certainly have.
Was it adjustments at halftime? It was something. It's just been a
combination of adjustments at halftime.
Yep.
I know, you know, we obviously had film on this team, you know, well scouted, I'm sure, and they probably knew what to expect here in the second half, and it's probably going just as the coaches had laid this one out.
I'm sure they had.
I'm probably sure that they really knew they were going to be down by 16 points, but not to worry. You know, they just wanted to make sure everybody got a little excited before they just put on a show here.
Yep.
So 17-point lead, a 16-point deficit turns into a 17-point lead with 33 unanswered points. Exciting football here, Bob Reed Stadium.
I got excited with that touchdown run as I did there at LP on some of those plays.
Well, it just looked like, I mean, he drug a guy about 2 yards, 3 yards. He was hanging on his leg, and he thought, okay, he's going to get him down. Oh, no, he's not.
Lemke's going to tee the ball up. The ball's the same color as the ground. You can't even see the football in the field with all the mud out there. This time he kicks a knuckleball right down the gut of the field. It's going to draw. They're going to let it roll into the end zone, just barely.
So that's two.
That's a live ball. That's a live ball if it doesn't go all the way over that yellow line down there. So that's good. 20-yard line.
One deep back. Started to run away from the football.
Yep.
You know, we made the comment, or Riley made the comment earlier in the game, that this was a well-disciplined football team, this Plano team, but sometimes fatigue changes that.
And a couple of little shots there, wasn't there, towards the end of the play?
They're not as disciplined as you might want to, as we were talking earlier in the game.
They took the knees though when somebody's hurt, so
they do take a knee.
Yeah. Here we go, 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Plano with the ball, 5:57 left in the ball game, looking to get outside. Geneseo's going to string them out, and they're not doing it. Wes Cathcart had enough of this. Nobody's going around him. He brings him down for a loss of about 5 on the play.
Wes Cathcart earlier in the game had a little discussion with Coach Johnson about containment, and I think he just put on a display of containment right there. Strung that play out, really, you know, parallel to the line of scrimmage, extremely well. Made the tackle.
Clock's on the move.
Maple Leafs playing football now.
At the end, we do have Cathcart, and Clay's on the near side, number 33. 2nd and 13, we'll call it. Geneseo's up 33-16. First man up the middle is going to get the carry.
Look out.
Still on his feet. He's going to break free. It's a foot race trying to get to the 50-yard line. He does make the 50-yard line. Still on his feet, brought down to the 30-yard line. Big run that time from scrimmage for Plano.
He was doing quite well in that foot race, man.
Yes.
He was moving. I thought Akers was going to get an angle on him and stop him about 40 yards back, and Akers could not catch him. He
moves the ball.
Finally got an angle and knocked him out of bounds.
33-yard line. I thought he had him a chance to get him back to about the 50.
Yeah, 50-yard run. So this game is not over. There's 5 minutes left in this ball game. 17 points is a lot to score, but it is not out of reach. And the Maple Leafs need to stiffen up here. Make sure that clock runs.
1st and 10 from the Geneseo 34-yard line. They're going to go up the middle with the ball.
Same.
It slips and falls at the 24.
Thank you.
Trap play that time by Plano. Gets about 7 yards in the play. Moves the ball just to the 26-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 3, we'll call it, for Plano. Clock is on the move.
The good thing about that play is he stayed in bounds and the clock is rolling. Had he had dry turf there, he might have made a cut and got some big yardage.
Tight formation from Plano. Quarterback's going to give the ball a second man through. Quarterback keeps the ball that time, my fault, and knocked out of bounds at the far side. At about the 15, a first down going to be made by Plano, the quarterback keeper.
So you mentioned 2 bad things there. One is they got a first down and the clock is stopped because he did get out of bounds. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game, and it really is going to be, race against the clock right here for Plano because 17-point deficit with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left. Maple Leafs obviously want to stop them, but mainly they want that clock to tick away.
Ball on the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 for Plano. They'll go to a double wing set. Quarterback looks them over. Geneseo's defense walking up tight. Linebacker's going to shoot, looking for a counter play. Now they're going to throw the ball. Got a guy down deep, looking to throw it. Not near side. Nice tackle that time. Maybe a loss in the play as Lemke puts a nice hit on the receiver right in front of the Geneseo bench down towards the 20-yard line. Give him about a loss of about a yard on the play. Timeout called by Plano. That's their first timeout. Oh, injury timeout. There's an injury on the field is what it is. Okay. Didn't see the huddle was standing right in front of it.
Yep, there you go. Take a knee. Yes, sir. Going to get out there. Going to get some water out there. Maple Leafs, they're going to get him off the field quickly.
Yeah, they're not wasting any time, are they?
No, they just said, let's get out of here. Maple Leafs, once again, really want the clock to run. Want to keep that clock a-ticking. But, if they can get a stop right here, they're in the red zone. They are 3 inches inside the 20-yard line right now. The nose of the ball is now about a half a football over the 20-yard line. So they are technically in their red zone. This is where the Maple Leafs stiffen up. So let's go ahead and do it.
Twice in the first half. 2nd and 10, we'll call it. Clock's on the move. Back up the middle, gets it. Stacked up there. That big Anthony Rome to make the first contact with Kotecki.
That's Cothran.
Catherine.
Mark Cothran put the big bear hug on him. Kotecki come up there and kind of drilled him just a little bit.
Clocks are rolling. 3rd and 9.
The Jumbotron says defense. Crowd gets trying to get a little excited here.
18-yard line. Geneseo's 18.
Field goal is not going to do anybody good, and they're not kicking anything anyway, so they have got to pick up 10 yards in the next 2 downs.
Tackles out wide this time for the Geneseo defense. Quick pitch, they're trying to get outside. On the pursuit out there, nice plays. Who came up out there? Was it Lemke? No, it was either Walters or Andrew. Walters or Akers came up.
Yeah, I'm going to say Akers. Yeah, Akers come up and put the hit on him, but I'm sure that was Clay's over on the far side that strung that thing out. Just an excellent job of making that thing run parallel to the line of scrimmage. String that baby out till Akers can get there.
Inside 3 minutes left in the ball game. Geneseo's up by the score 33-16.
4th and 11, and this could be simply the ball game. 2.5 minutes left with 17-point deficit. Maple Leafs put a stop on him here. It's going to be really tough.
Plano calls a timeout after letting the clock run down about 15 seconds. Then they call their timeout. And they huddle around their coaches. 33-16. Bob did the math. That's 33 unanswered points.
For the Maple Leafs. That last drive where we kept, when the lead wasn't this high, must have been a 10-point lead. I believe it was.
Yeah.
And they were driving down, and we kept saying they got 3rd and long, and they would get it, and 3rd and long, and they'd get it. The defensive end play has stiffened up very nicely since then. Like you said, Coach Johnson had just a little bit of a conversation about containment.
Yep.
It has been very stiff ever since. Very nice job of making adjustments to that.
Ever since they went to that shotgun formation, that one play and the quarterback scrambled out and got outside our containment, it's been a different in play since then.
Been rotating through there.
Coach Matt.
Cathcart's been in. Clay's is, you can rotate those defensive ends. They're all doing a really nice job tonight.
Yes.
Anthony Rome playing a little more defense than he has in the past.
They've rotated a lot of guys.
But this is playoff time.
Yep. 4th down for Plano. They send a receiver wide left, wide right.
4-man. Now it's a 3-man front. Oh, they stunned. They stunned. Oh, that was Johnson.
Incomplete. Nice job by the defense.
That was Johnson on the stunt. Oh, we got a flag here.
Another illegal receiver downfield, or man downfield.
I'm hoping it isn't.
Yep. Illegal man. Again, we'll decline that one.
I was hoping somebody didn't do something stupid.
Yep, you're right. So Geneseo will take the ball over with 2:27 left in the ball game, up by the score of 33-16.
It's going to be very difficult for Plano to get the energy to try to come back on this one here, because you got 2.5 minutes left and a 17-point deficit. Maple Leafs get the ball turned over on downs.
Yep.
Maple Leafs got a long ways to go, but a 2.5 minute drive. Nah, they'll take a knee down the other end. But let's get it down the other end so you can take a knee.
Let's eat some clock here. Yep. 1st and 10 Leafs from their own 20-yard line. Lemke goes in motion, slips in the mud a little bit. They're going to give the ball to Johnson, number 35, still on his feet, over the 40, out to the 43-yard line goes Johnson.
Come on, guys, you're supposed to run a little more clock.
We had this problem against LP, didn't we?
Yeah, we did have this problem. No, we're okay now. We're okay. Nice play by Johnson.
That was a minute.
Johnson tacking up the yardage. He's up on the Lemke. We said was up in the 160 range, and Johnson now is got to be somewhere up in there.
Oh yes.
You get 300 yards out of 2 running backs, and Akers has had a nice game. So, yeah, we're up right at 200 yards for Johnson and Lemke combined, and Akers got 61 yards. Excuse me, 300. Did I say 200?
Yes. Geneseo calls a timeout with 1 second left in the time clock.
That really irritates our statisticians over here. They're trying like heck to make us look good, then we bumble it anyway.
And the locals on the near side here, the Green Machine backers give the Green Machine on the field a standing ovation as they come to the sideline during this timeout. I think they're going to switch up some fellows and get some fresh jerseys out there.
Maple Leaf coaches are going to have to go to work tomorrow.
Those guys will be at work tonight.
If they can find, tonight. But if they can find somebody else to do the laundry, I think they'll probably do some scouting at that IVC game.
Yes, and that
IVC is in the NCIC this year in its final year.
That is at Chillicothe tomorrow. So
yeah, IVC is in the NCIC, so it could be a non-conference conference matchup. Should they win that game? They're highly favored as a 1 versus 16, but as we know, we saw McNamara last year, and that is not a gimme.
Yeah,
McNamara's got a fine program, and you don't want to take them for granted.
Wide open offense. Field goal kicker was a little questionable there that last play, but
we don't want to go back there. So
1st and 10 Leafs. New fellows on the field for the Green Machine with 1:55 left. Solberg going to carry, number 20. Looks like quarterback for the Leafs. Yeah. Looks like Barry out there. Sean Barry, number 12. Woodbury checks into the game. Landon Hoon checks in.
Got a bunch more guys going in there. Derek May checks in here.
Derek May along with
gets the guys coming out.
Nick Hurlis.
Was that Alex Anderson checked out here?
23 checking in. Brady CI. Can't get these guys.
We're not going to be able to keep up with it. Levi Schilling checked out. Hadn't even checked him in yet. Isaac Silver checks out. He was in the last play, obviously. Sorry, we can't get you these numbers fast enough, folks. But it's Maple Leafs.
Gives the ball to Hoon, number 37. Still fighting for yards. Going to get a first down.
He doesn't want to go down.
The sophomore, number 37, Landon Hoon with the carry.
360 yards by our starting running backs, and Landon Hoon decides he's going to tack on a few. So I can carry the football.
Silver checks back into the game.
Alex Carney checking out. Nick Hurlis checking out. You can always tell when they're checking out. That means they played the last game.
Looks like Brian Johnson up there, number 55 at the guard position, sophomore. Sweet play, looking to get around the outside. Cuts it back against the grain. Goes number with the carry.
That's
Whoa, that little punch in there,
oh,
wasn't
yeah,
there?
we got some serious punching going on. That's Josh Ward at the bottom of the pile.
That's what I thought I saw in there.
Yeah, they were trying. It looked like they were trying to punch the ball, but it was. You know what? There's no yellow flags out there, so they must not thought it was flagrant. So Josh Ward picks up a few yards, picks up about 6 on that drive, on that run.
J.J. Rivera, I believe, was in that last play.
Get these sophomores checked in.
Up the middle of the ball it goes. Nice pickup of the play. That moves the clock down inside 5 seconds. They're going to count it down. The Green Machine, 33 unanswered points here in this second half to move on to the second round, the Class 4A playoffs next week against either Bishop McNamara or IVC Chillicothe. The victory bell will ring the night.
We'll see. Checks out some of the sportsmanship as they walk across the field. Looks like everything's well under control, but you know, it's getting a little bit frustrating at the end for Plano there. They had a nice little lead at 16-0, playing good football.
Yes, they were.
It looked like a fine, disciplined team, and you know, as sometimes happens, you know, I don't know whether it's fatigue or you know the lack of conditioning or what it is, but a few things start to go, and they just could not maintain that intensity that they had. Maple Leaf started breaking loose, and everything they ran started working. You know, the linemen started just blowing holes. You know, we kept talking the first half. We picked on our linemen just a little bit in that first quarter, saying, hey, they got to step it up. But you know what? They did it.
Yeah, they sure did.
Congratulations to the big boys all up front for blowing those holes, and they had their way with them.
They controlled.
About midway through the first quarter, they had their way with them.
They controlled things in the second half. There's no question about it. Was it adjustment or just gut check in the locker room at halftime? I don't know which one, but whatever it was, it worked and came together for a fine victory here for the Maple Leafs as they trot down to the north end zone underneath the Jumbotron with student body or some of the student body surrounding them as they get a chance to ring that bell here.
Well, your running backs, you know, had great nights. Picked up on the upper half of 300 yards, close to 400 yards. Obviously, the linemen get a lot of kudos for that, for blowing the holes. But had some nice pass plays. You know, that catch, that big catch down here by Walters. Yeah, huge play that sent us on our way to set up that scoring drive. Really turned the ball game around.
Certainly did. And now the stats will be interesting to see here what we have individually for Plano. 16 points on the game on the evening. Grote had 10 carries for 132 yards. Number 13, Cannon, 27 attempts for 119 yards. Mendez, 10 carries for 17. Schmidt, 3 for 13. Jones, 4 for 10. And Garcia, 2 for 4 for a total of 295 yards rushing on the evening. That's a 5.3 average. Passing the ball, Menendez was 2 of 7, 1 interception for 15 yards, the longest pass for 15 yards total offense. Receiving, Schmidt, 1 reception for a -1. Ocon, 1 reception for 16. Individually for the Maple Leafs here, Lemke, number 41, had 9 carries for 157. Jason Johnson had 7 carries for 141. Akers had 9 carries for 61 yards. Hoon, 1 carry for 9. Ward, 1 carry for 6. CI, 1 carry for 4. Solberg, 1 carry for 2. Atwell, 2 carries for -5 for 375 yards rushing on the evening, and that's a 12.1 yard average every time he carried the ball. Passing the ball, Atwell was only 2 of 8, but certainly it seems stronger than that for a total of 39 yards on the evening. Lemke was a reception, 1 for 23 yards, which was a touchdown pass. Akers, 1 for 16 for a total of 39 yards passing on the evening. That's 19.5. For the team stats, Plano had 16 first downs to Geneseo's 12 first downs. Rushing the ball, Plano 295 to Geneseo's 375 rushing yards. Plano 15 yards passing, Geneseo 39. Total yards, Plano 310, Geneseo 414 yards on the evening. Fumbles, Plano 4 fumbles, lost 2 of them. Geneseo had 1 fumble, did not lose it. Penalty-wise, Plano had no penalties on the evening, and Geneseo had 4 penalties for 25. Time of possession, Plano 30 minutes and 46 seconds. Geneseo 17 minutes and 14 seconds. Punting the ball, Plano 2 punts for 27. Geneseo 4 punts for 26. So that's pretty much
story of two halves.
Story of two halves. You're right there.
Plano came out and just took control of the ball game for about a quarter and a half. About halfway through the first quarter or second quarter, Maple Leafs got themselves in gear, got back in the ball game, put 6 points on the board so that they didn't have to go into the locker room with that 0. And it was all Maple Leafs from that point on. They just absolutely dominated the football game in typical Green Machine fashion. Outstanding play from that point on. Again, we have to. We were calling for the guys to toughen up and making some adjustments, and boy, you just love the way they respond to that. I'm sure the coaches really helped them out with exactly what they needed to do.
Exactly.
But again, gut check. They just absolutely just got tough and decided they weren't going to end their season here, and they really played well.
It's playoff time, and some seniors want to play some more football yet. That's what it all came down to, and leadership of the seniors, it's sometimes it's done by actions, not by words, and some of those fellows out front, like Atwell, takes charge of things. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up here from this first round Class 4A playoff game for Willis Sandel and John Buzzard giving us all the stats tonight. Had quite a bit of adding to do tonight to keep track of the stats for both teams. For Keith Kennett behind the camera, Bob, once again, appreciate you being with me here and keeping me in line. And once again, I am John Rowley. Geneseo Maple Leafs move on to the second round with a victory of 33-16 over the Plano Reapers here on Halloween weekend. Thanks for listening. Good evening.